Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Let's talk a little Scream. Talking a little Stew Train, talking a little bit of some crazy theories that all of y'all have sent to me recently. So let's just talk about them. Why not? Why not do that? Why not talk a little bit about some of those crazy theories? We got people talking about Stu coming back being an even more likely possibility, which if I'm being completely honest, it absolutely is. Even for people out there who think it would totally ruin the franchise, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of there too. I don't know. Would it ruin the franchise at this point? I mean, is Scream 7 not already ruined? You know, that's what that's where my mental space is. So, question, just to get it out the gate, I won't leave you on a cliffhanger any longer. I guess, you know, fuck it, bring back Matthew Lillard, see what happens. So am I on the Stew train? Not really, but like, if it happens, I'll be happy that it makes other people happy. But I do have some other fun theories to talk about tonight, now that I have your attention. Let's talk about some of those. Some theories that many of you have sent in. One being from, actually a couple of them being from some of our friends out there on Patreon that I'm excited to get into. But first, of course, let's talk a little bit about some of our friends out in the audience tonight. Minnie Myers with a mini Chucky and a Christmas sweater. Jesus, what is going on there? Chuck's on the... I didn't know Chucky was a big Christmas guy. Stew Train is the only real answer to our problems now. You know, for some people it absolutely is. So run it back. Stew, baby. Corey's with us. What's up, Corey? How you doing, man? Eating some mushrooms, I see from your profile picture. You are not on the Stew Train. You know, that's where I'm at with it right now. You know, that's my vibes right now. Amy has got a brand new Adult Swim profile picture. I dig it. That's This House Has People in It. I'm like, I know the name of that one. Oh, This House Has People in It is a very underrated Adult Swim short. There's so many of those, by the way, that you would never, you're like, oh yeah, I know, like Too Many Cooks, unedited footage of a bear. There's like 26 of those. And I'm not even kidding. There's like 20 something of them. It's insane. I recommend a lot of them. Some of them are misses, but some of the other ones, Broom Shakalaka is one that I really, really like. Some of them are really good. So I don't know, if you like those weird little Adult Swim shorts, there's like 20 something of them. Amy is saying also, remember when we used to get excited for Spyglass films, you know? That it was a time. There was a time when that happened. Denisha Lane is with us. What's up, Denisha? How you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member. I appreciate you. Thank you. El Dante's here too. Howdy, hey. What's up? ABCDE, sup? Julie's with us too, saying, why not Stew at this point? What have they got to lose? That's what I'm saying. What have they got to lose? What have they got to lose by bringing Stew back at this point? You know, we might as well. I'm talking a little bit about Scream 7 stuff tomorrow because I did not sleep last night. I don't know what got into me. I think I'm still sick. I swear to God, nothing is wrong with me. But I got into a coughing fit at 11:30 last night that didn't end until 5 a.m. this morning. So I woke up at about noon. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not even sick anymore. My body's still just like, you know what? You need to cough. Fuck it. Let's run it. So I got my tea in my ghostface mug. I'm ready to fucking go. Let's talk some Scream. To make up for no video today, we're going nuts tonight. I'm going to make this an especially long and fun stream. But let's do it. Let's talk some fan theories. Let's talk, what do we think Scream 7's gonna do now? Let's poke this bear and find out what's on the other end. Ghostface95 is saying, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome, Ghostface. The 95th Ghostface from Scream 37. Welcome in. Blaine Baxter is saying, I hope Ghostface will return for Scream 7. Who knows? Maybe it's not in their contract to return either. God damn. Jesus. Who's on the Stew Train anymore? Surprisingly, a lot of people. Surprisingly, a lot of people figures into action. Madison Kazmarski, what's up, dog? How you doing? That full government name out there on the screen. How you doing? Welcome in. Jen Warner is saying, hey all. What's up, Jen? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you. AJ, how's it going? Let's go, Jake. Let's go, AJ, dog. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Who else is new here? Villain killing Dylan. I think it would ruin the seriousness. I'm with you. But what is Scream 7 going to be? Is it going to be another reboot? I've always been down for a Scream reboot. I really have. I'm down for some new well-written characters, but not because of the circumstances that are currently in place. You know, that's what makes me upset about this reboot. It's not coming from a place of, well, you know, the story's over, so let's tell a brand new story with Ghostface. That's not where it's coming from. It's coming from the fact that Spyglass is cheap and is saying, fuck these people. let's clean house and start over. And I think that really sucks. And that's for the majority of these people, too. I'm not even talking about Melissa Barrera. I'm talking Jenna Ortega and potentially, Nev Campbell with what happened with Scream 6. Does Nev want to come back after all this crazy shit? I don't know. I don't know, man. ABCDE did not get to the Smile short yet. We were talking about that on Monday's stream. Check it out. It's super short, too. It's nothing crazy. Not a time commitment at all. You can watch it over a lunch break. It's fun. It's pretty cool. You can see, the inklings, the start of how that movie came to be. Jason Dyer's with us. What's up, Jason? How's it going? Christmas is coming and Alligator rules. If you want a good Christmas movie, check out 1980s Alligator. It's not a Christmas movie at all, but it's a fantastic B movie. So check it out. Jason, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for being here, dog. Appreciate you. Amy saying, will you watch the Leslie Vernon sequel? Yeah, absolutely. I love the first one. Oh, the first one's fantastic. I would love another one of those. Barb is a channel member. Thank you so much, Barb. I appreciate you. Saying, am I dreaming? Jake is on the stew trade. I literally have a massage client in 5, but quick stopping in to say hey. Well, thanks, Barb, for stopping in. I appreciate you. You know, like I said, I just hope that Scream 7 makes people happy. If it makes people happy, you know what? I'm happy at this point, because right now it's not making people happy. And I just hope it does. I hope that someone comes away from this movie when it eventually gets made and says, you know what, that was a good film. I hope so, because I don't think I'm going to have that take based on the little things I know about the film so far. So I really hope that, I hope it's good. I hope people enjoy. I don't know. Madison's saying, are you going to talk about what we were talking about yesterday on stream? Ask opinion. Oh, yeah. We're, me and Madison are thinking about going ghost hunting soon. I'm curious if people would want to see that. See me do that, like us filming that and sending it out there. I don't know. Something I've been thinking about. If you guys are interested in the paranormal, in Jake hunting ghosts, I would fuck with them, by the way. So I might get possessed. It might be fun to watch. I don't know. Curious what everyone has to say about that. I'm trying to figure out what to do on this other channel that I'm also currently live streaming on. Hello, Jake Tyler channel as well. I don't know. Paranormal investigation shit? Why not? I've been getting into that recently. I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of Sam and Colby. So I don't know what do people think about that? Little something I want to throw out there. Ty Lee just watched Strays from earlier this year. It was hilarious. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to have a comedy for once. What the fuck happened to comedies, dude? I enjoyed it. You know, it's not like a 10 out of 10 or anything like that, but I love it. Really good one. Really good stuff. AJ is saying, is it bad to have been watching Hellfest during the Christmas movie time of year? No, AJ. Come on. This is the horror channel, baby. We're watching whatever the fuck we want year round. I'm gonna watch Terrifier 2 probably on Christmas Day with my folks, because I'm chaotic evil like that. Mike42, thanks for being a channel member, my friend, saying, I think you could build Scream 7 around Kirby and make it a Scream 4 direct sequel. She's a likable character, and they've already developed her as someone who hunts ghost faces. Could that work for 7? I'd be so down for that, dude. Mike, that actually kind of sounds badass. I think Kirby, what they've set up with her character in 6, lends itself to a bigger story. So without a doubt, if they wanted to focus something just around Hayden Panettiere's character, she could totally lead a movie. Without a doubt, man. I think that would be kind of sick. Darth Gutierrez, what's up, Darth? How's it going, man? Straight chillin'. Hashtag not on the stew train. I respect it, dog. I respect it. I'm jokingly on the stew train right now. How does that sound? Julie is saying Spyglass is like, I'm ruined. I have nothing. I have nothing left except Spider-Man. I love it. I love it. Stu's coming back, baby. Let's see it. Let's run this crazy shit. El Dante saying, Jake, I'm hoping to get back to work soon. Had tough time and was out of work for a while. I'm so sorry, man. And would have become a member by now. We'll do when I'm back earning good. El Dante, here's what I'll say. I really do appreciate anyone who supports this page, but don't feel inclined to. Just coming in these streams and hanging out, it means the world to me. If you do want to support the page, though, that's pretty cool. Lots of perks that come along with it as well. You'll be able to see my, Jason and Freddy tier people get to see my extra exclusive reviews and shit, which I'm posting one this week on It's a Wonderful Knife. Jason and Freddy tier people will be able to see that. I have a lot to say about that film. Like, just way more than I ever thought. I went into that movie with, like, medium expectations, and I still don't know how I feel about it. It's a really interesting film. I have so much to say. I'm very excited for this review. Probably the video I'm the most excited about for the rest of the year. Carter Sauce, I love that name, by the way, throwing $10 out there. Thank you so much for the support, man. Saying, yo, long-time viewer, first-time commenter, any advice for starting a horror channel? From the nerdy music side of YouTube and hoping to break into the community next. Nice, dude. Oh my God, that's fantastic. You gotta share with me some of your music. I know, I think I just followed you on Twitter because I remember this name. You can't forget that. Tartar Sauce, Carter Sauce. I love it, dog. It's pretty sick shit. My advice for starting a horror channel is just start making videos. Like, I know that sounds like really dumb and generic, and it's like, really, Jake? Like, yeah, no shit, I'm gonna fucking start making videos. But start making videos, don't stop. And keep improving. With every video you make, I want you to go back and watch it after you posted it. And I want you to look back at it and say, what could I have done better? I've recently been watching a lot of MatPat, like Sam and Colby. I try to watch like all the different popular channels on YouTube. Try to get a sense of what everyone is doing, even outside of the realm of horror movies. See what they do really well and see how you can apply that in your own creative way to the content that you make. Like, I'm super inspired by John Oliver, personally. I love John Oliver's show, Last Week Tonight, fantastic. Couldn't recommend it more. I try to make like my updates in the same vein. Like, I try to approach it. What goes through my head is like, how would John Oliver approach giving this news update, and how can I do that in my own original way? So I always try to implement a joke somewhere where maybe something's getting a little boring or too exposition heavy. That's something I do. That's the way I approach videos. I'm not crazy about people who just get on here and they're like, this is the news. Scream today did this and that. That's boring, man. Come on. You got to throw an ass-eating joke in there or something like I like to do. But you might disagree with that, and that's totally cool. Put your flavor of whatever the fuck you want in there. I like throwing a lot of spice and bullshit in there, but maybe you don't like to do that. That's totally cool. Do what you want to do. Make it entertaining for how you would want to watch it, and I promise other people will agree with you. Not everybody. Oh shit, not everybody, but that's okay. And that's maybe my other piece of advice that I'll give you. You threw $10 in there. I'll give you two for one, baby. Let's run this shit. The other thing I'll say is listen to the haters, but don't really listen to them. And this is maybe the most complex piece of advice I could possibly give, but if someone comments on your video and says something like, dude, I don't know how I feel about this. I just feel like your video sucks, bro. And then if they give you a good reason why, I want you to determine if that's a good reason to possibly change your content or not. Because some people are just gonna leave comments on your video saying, you suck, your forehead's too big, why are you wearing glasses? I get these comments a lot. I just ignore that bullshit because it's a bunch of bullshit. But sometimes you get something from someone and you're like, oh, I didn't see it from that side. Okay, I'll improve that for the next time, Honest to God, I don't post videos the same way I did 4 years ago when I started this page. And that's a good thing because my videos from 4 years ago fucking sucked. And that's my last piece of advice I'll give you. This is a 3-for-1, baby. Shit. I really wanted to talk YouTube today. I don't even give a shit about Scream. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. Last piece of advice, and I promise I'm done, and we'll get back to Scream. Where was I going with this? Your first video is going to suck. Your first 10 videos are going to suck. Your first 100 videos are going to be like, okay. And you got to just accept that. Just keep making. Just keep making shit. I'm at 1,300 videos at this point, and I'm still not at the point where I'm like, maybe this is good. No, I'm still not even at that point where I'm happy with it. I have over 1,300 videos on this page, and I'm just getting to a place where I'm kind of happy with my content. Not really. I'm still not. I'm really, just to make that so clear. You're gonna make a lot of videos that you're gonna look back on and say, wow, that was shit. And that's okay. You got to start somewhere. Everyone does. Carter Sauce, though, thank you for the $10, my friend. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Getting back to our paranormal investigation talk, we are going to talk Scream on this, I promise. But yes, Ty Lee is so down for that. Julie also says I'd be into Jake getting possessed. I probably will if we do this shit. And I think that would be very fun to watch. So let's run it, man. Rob's Eclectic Media is with us. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? What's up, what's up? What's up, dog? How you doing? Welcome in. Noah Atkinson is with us, saying you should make a fan-made action film inspired by the John Wick franchise. I would love that. My buddy Christian even kind of looks like John Wick, so shit, I already know who I'd cast. Louis Tango is on the Nev Campbell train. Let's hope that happens. It's still in the realm of possibilities that she comes out. I just feel like it's very unlikely, personally. Nothing is 100%. right now. You know, I think that's the biggest thing we got to look at. I have been talking a lot about how I don't think she's going to come back, but it's a possibility, man. I mean, maybe they drive the money truck up to her house and then she does it. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't blame her for it either. I mean, if people were like, hey, here's $3 million to be in the next Scream film, I do it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I really don't think she's going to take the offer. That's my, well, what I know about Neve Campbell and just like the past couple of years of her decision making, I don't think that she'll do it, even if they do offer her a lot of money, which I don't think they will, because Gary Barber is admittedly, I'm not even saying this to diss on the guy. He admitted this to insiders. He's a very cheap guy. He doesn't need Neve, and he doesn't need Jenna either. That's almost a kind of a direct quote, almost kind of from insiders, you know, once again. But he said he doesn't need Neve or Jenna. Listen, I mean, here's the thing. If the same guy who said just weeks ago he doesn't need me is now offering me millions of dollars to be in the next Scream film, I'm going to think the guy is insane, and I might not want to do it, especially if I'm in Neve Campbell's position, where she is getting a lot of work recently. She's having a bit of a renaissance. You guys see that Twisted Metal show? I haven't yet, but I hear it's good. So I don't know. I really don't think it's going to happen. I want it to. I love Neve Campbell. I think she's great. Sidney Prescott, what a fucking character. Maybe the best final girl of all time. But goddamn, I just don't think it's going to happen. I hope it does. Please, hopefully that news comes out. I'd be rejoicing if shit like that came out. That'd be awesome. TJ Sanders is with us tonight. Thanks for being a KillJoy cult member, my friend. What's good? Jake's still in pain from surgery. Oh, that's no good, my dude. But I was watching what the plans were for Scream 7, and would have been a solid movie, but Spyglass just fucked it up. I'm doing a video on that tomorrow. Yes, I know Beyond the Mask just posted about it too. If you guys post on my video and say, oh, you're copying Beyond the Mask, guess what? We all talk about news. It would be kind of fucking weird if one of us didn't post about this. If I'm being completely honest, we're all Scream fans. It's exciting shit. I'm hyped to talk about this though, because I kind of want to call BS on half of it. Because, you know, I always got to do that. I always got to be a bit of a contrarian. But I have good reason for it. We'll talk about that more tomorrow though. I will actually sleep tonight and hopefully be able to post a little bit about it. But TJ, what I want to say is I'm excited to talk a little more about Scream 7. Hopefully whatever comes next is good, but doesn't seem like it. And another thing, I hope that you're recovering from your surgery well and that you are no longer in pain soon, my friend. Hopefully you got some good shit for that, if you know what I'm talking about. Catbread is saying, hashtag not on the stew train. Hey, totally fair, man. As long as Scream takes itself seriously, I'm not on the stew train, but it doesn't seem like we're there anymore. And that's kind of why I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. If we're just going to turn this into another scary movie parody franchise like it's seemingly becoming, fuck it. Bring back Matthew Lillard. Do all the crazy shit that we want to do. ABCDE. Oh, you got some spoilers for Smile there. Let me read this. Hang on. There we go. I want to see in Smile 2 a clear ending to the Smile monster and what it is. What are they going to do with the cop dude now that Rose or whatever, and some stuff that's spoilers. Won't go any further into that. I'm very excited for Smile 2. I definitely want to see a little more answers as to what this monster is. We didn't get too many of those in the movie. I don't think that's too much of a big spoiler if you haven't seen the film. I don't know why I'm shielding people from Smile spoilers. If I'm gonna be honest, bro, the movie came out over a year ago now. If you haven't seen it, maybe you just don't care. I'm kidding. Maybe you just don't have time. That's also okay. But but I don't know, man. I like 6 months after a movie comes out, I'm spoiling it. I don't know. I'm talking about it openly. 6 months, man. It's 6 months to see this movie. I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. But I hope we get some answers in Smile 2, my friend. I'm excited for it. Victor Crowley Customs is saying, I just saw Better Watch Out. The Christmas horror movie, it was amazing. Reminded me of Scream. Better Watch Out is one of the most underrated Christmas horror movies out there. It is on Shudder currently. Watch it. It's so good. It's actually on my watch list to watch this year. This is going to be a staple for me, like one I watch every December, because fuck, it's good. It's got some awesome twists and turns. Kind of reminds me of Barbarian in the way that it's constantly like flipping the script on you and going different directions that are unexpected. Love it. Really killer movie. I really enjoyed it. VKD is saying all in the script. It's always in the script. If your script sucks, everything else is gonna suck. Like, the script is your foundation that you're building your movie-like house upon. You know what I mean? If you build that shit on sand, it's going to fall into the goddamn ocean. That sucks. Make sure you have a good script. Yes, you gotta do that. Evil Connor What's up, dog? How you doing? Saying okay, hang on, pause. Connor, this might be a personal question, and if it is, just tell me to shut the fuck up. But is that you in your profile picture? Every time this comes up on screen, I'm like, is that Connor? Is that a female name? I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming your gender and being a piece of shit right now. I'm just curious. I feel like we've had this conversation before, but I can't remember. You think this brain is anything that's worthwhile? No, it's not. I appreciate all 68 of you for hanging out with me tonight, but Jesus Christ, I'm a babbling idiot sometimes. Evil Connor saying, unpopular opinion, MTV Scream did it right, baby, by getting rid of Ghostface and introducing a new masked killer with his own backstory in the town. You know, I gotta admit, the concept of MTV Scream is actually pretty interesting to me. I like the idea of, you know, having a brand new background for your killer in a Scream franchise. And it's also not the same mask, so you kind of have to do that, right? It's Scream inspired in the way the story flows. But I do kind of like the idea of the Lakewood slasher. Lakewood Killer slasher? It's been a long time since I've watched it. See, I've seen the movies like 100 times. I've seen the show once. Like I've gone through the show like one time, and I was like, okay. I really wasn't crazy about it, but I did like the concept. There was a lot of, it's not awful. Like I would never call it awful. I just don't think it compares to the quality of the movies personally, but it's solid. I recommend it. If you like the movies and you're like, yeah, these are pretty cool, watch the show. Give it a watch. Check it out. It's solid. So I wouldn't go any higher than that, but I would say it's solid for sure. Blaine Baxter is saying, what would you say is the worst horror movie you've ever seen? I thought Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey was really bad. It is really bad, but hey, at least they made that with purpose. For me, the worst horror movies are the ones that are bad, that weren't supposed to be bad. Like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, that's supposed to be a bad slasher movie, a bad campy B movie. If you've ever watched like Full Moon Pictures, it's the same vibe as Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's the same thing, and I recommend watching some of those if you think that one was bad, because holy shit, you wouldn't believe how much worse it can get. But a couple come to mind. Two movies in particular I think are the worst, just movies in general I've ever seen. House Shark, which I believe is on Tubi, is just a disaster. It is a disaster of a film. I don't know what the fuck happened with that movie, but it is almost beat for beat the same plot line as Jaws, but in a house. Does that make any sense to you? It doesn't make any sense to me, and I've seen the movie. It's also over 2 hours long, which it does not need to be. And it's just bad. Just bad performances, a bad puppet, bad kills, a lot of unnecessary shit. I can't even, to truly go into it, it would take me hours to unwrap every horrible flap of this movie. But truly one of the worst things I've ever had to sit through. It gave me a headache. Just like Day of the Dead 2, Contagium, which is currently on Peacock if you want to, hate yourself for almost 2 hours once again. Another long movie where nothing happens and it's apparently about zombies. I've seen it twice now because it's that bad, and I'm obsessed with bad media a little bit. Me and my buddy Connor, we watch bad movies together all the time. I just showed him Fast X, which is my all-time favorite so bad it's good movie. But Jesus Christ, Day of the Dead 2, Contagium is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. And then some zombies show up at the end, and that's it. Whew! Damn, it's pretty bad. The boring movies are the ones I just can't get into. If something's so bad it's good, I can at least have fun with that, right? Like, I don't know. I can vibe with a movie that's so bad it's good, even if something just simply doesn't make sense in the plot or whatever. Like, at least with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, it makes me laugh a little bit, because it's like, this is goofy. You're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean Winnie the Pooh can control CGI bees with his hands? What do you mean by that? That's insane. That's crazy, man. Crazy movie. I can't believe we're getting another one. Melissa, what's up, dog? How you doing? What's up? Thanks for being here, dog. Appreciate you. Hashtag Stu lives. Bring him back. Save Scream 7. Make it something worth watching. Yeah, okay. And here we go. Here's what I'll say about that. Stu coming back doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It makes zero sense. You can try to argue me on that all day. I've been talking about this shit for 4 years. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I can't get into it. But what I will say is that if Scream 7 comes out and Stu comes back and it makes people happy, it'll make me happy. Because currently Scream 7's not making anybody happy. So I hope they do something that makes at least some of the fans happy. And if that's bringing Stu back for no apparent reason, cool. fuck it at this point. That's how low my expectations are with this film. And trust me, I want to be excited for Scream 7. I'm sure some of you still are, but it's just really hard with all of this news, dog. It's real hard. It's real hard. Trying to stay optimistic, but whew, damn. It's tough shit. Carter Scotland Allen, what's up, dog? How you doing? I posted over 300 videos and I'm still so unhappy with my content a lot of the times. And that's okay. That just means you got to keep going. Just got to keep pushing, man. It's when you give up that train stops, you know? You got to just keep pushing and keep pushing until it's something good. Just keep making it better. Continuous improvement and just keep doing it. Like consistency and continuous improvement. Those two things, that's the best pieces of advice I could give you for running a YouTube channel. Carter Sauce is saying, oh yeah, got the time 3 BOGO. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Got me jotting down notes. Hell yeah, dude. Anything I can do. Hit me up. I'm always down to talk YouTube advice. Like I live for this shit. I would do a whole channel just talking about YouTube. I love horror movies. I love food. And I love talking about YouTube. Those are like my 3 obsessions in life. Amy is saying just cancel Scream 7 at this point, cut the losses and wait for the outrage to blow over. Oh, they're not going to do that. They're going to make some money off of this if they can, which is unfortunate. But Hollywood is run on money and not on fandom, which kind of blows. Kind of does blow, let me tell you. Jamie Hart, what's up, Jamie? How you doing? I'm on the stew train as long as they make it interesting and it makes sense. I don't know if it's going to make sense, but it will certainly be interesting. I'll tell you that much, Jamie. For sure it'll be interesting whether I like it or not, but it's going to be interesting. Mr. and Mrs. Kirby weren't even detectives then. I don't know what we're talking about. Kirby was not a detective in Scream 4, but she is now. Jen Warner is saying they are going to have to pay Nev big time to get her back. They really are. They're going to have to get her some crazy shit. Get that fucking dump truck, bring it up to her house, unload a bunch of money. That's what I'm going to say. That's what they're going to have to do, I think. Bill Jennings is saying might as well write what else could go. Might as well write what else could go wrong. I read that wrong. But yes, I'm with you, Billy Jennings. Almost like a Billy Loomis. Ooh. What's up, Billy? How you doing, man? Welcome in. Romello is saying Dew, cousin of Stu, nephew of Drew, perhaps. Dewdrop, Stewdrop, conspiracies. I don't even know what we're talking about at this point. El Dante is saying, I don't want Nev Campbell as a lead. I'm a big advocate for her historically, but it seems desperate just throwing loads at her now. That sounds gross. Anyways, I want something original, a well-written story that works. I agree, and I do believe that there is still a story to tell with Sidney Prescott. There's people who are like, oh, we could make 100 more movies with Sidney getting attacked by Ghostface, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. What else could you do after her family gets attacked? You know, have her family get attacked again? I think they've set up like a very clear Sidney-focused sequel, which would be great. Make it, keep it simple. Have it just be about Sidney getting attacked in her hometown, wherever she lives now, with her family. Just keep it simple. If the core 4 is gone, cool, whatever. That sucks. It blows, but we do have to move on. Maybe they focus on Sidney and Mark and Cade and maybe even Kirby and Gale. They're all getting attacked by Ghostface trying to not to get killed or some shit. And it's some brand new killer who's pissed off. I don't know. I mean, that's the easy route, I think, for Scream 7 right now. Easy? Ugh, not really, but it's going to cost them a pretty penny if they're going to get everybody back on board. Not seeming so positive at the moment, but you never know. What else we got going on? James River CFC reviews. What's up, James River? I want to say James Rivers. I don't know why, but what's up, James? How you doing? Spidey in the house. Hey, Jake, hope you're good, man. I'm doing good. If I'm Matthew Lillard, as cool as it would be to see him back, would he personally want to go back into a franchise that is currently a mess right now? Matthew Lillard, I think, would do flips and leaps off of a balcony into a big pool if they asked him to be in Scream again. He loves the character of Stu so much. He might want to do it. And now that he's popping with Five Nights at Freddy's, that being so popular now, he's on the the Pathfinder, if that makes sense. He's on the what the fuck are those called in submarines? I can't remember. He's on the radar. I couldn't think of that word for some reason. But point being, my man's popular right now. He's popping. He's coming off of being in a brand new horror franchise that is currently the most successful Blumhouse film in history, which is insane. And he signed on to do 2 more movies. 2 more movies of Freddy Fazbear building forts. So listen, because of this, I imagine other horror franchises are like, ooh, let's get our grubby, greasy little hands on Matthew and get him an our franchise. So I would imagine that the people behind the scenes, Spyglass, are probably eyeing Matthew Lillard. And I'm sure he would do it still. I mean, all things considered, yes, the situation is absolutely a mess. But I don't know if that's going to be a big factor in him coming back or not. You know what I mean? Like for Neve Campbell, it is, because this is something that's happened to her before, and that fucking blows. I'm not saying Matthew Lillard is heartless, but I do think that he would come back if they were like, you know, had a good script, past the bad press. It would be more about him just wanting to return to the franchise more than anything, I think. Infinite Sky, I have seen the trailers for Night Swim. I'm very excited for this. I wanted to get a video out on this week, but I'm kind of thinking about doing something on Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire instead. I don't know. I want to do a video on this eventually, though, before the month's out. I will be talking about it. Not sure when. I Scream video tomorrow for sure. And I don't know, the rest of the week is a big maybe, but I want to get some Everything We Know videos out. I haven't made one of those in a while because we haven't had too many big horror movies being announced or to really talk about. But what's on my radar right now is Godzilla x Kong, Black Phone 2, Night Swim, and Imaginary. I want to talk about those 4 movies. As some of them just got announced, Black Phone 2 just got a bunch of crazy shit, big updates with that I want to talk about. And Night Swim just seems interesting to me. I'm interested in it. Blumhouse has very much so lost my interest with a lot of their projects, but I gotta admit, Night Swim and Imaginary, while they could just be generic horror films, look like they're offering some interesting elements. Could be good, potentially. So I'm actually kind of excited to talk about these. They have some interesting concepts for sure. Carter is asking about how many 2023 releases have I seen. I just hit the 100 milestone. You know, I've only been keeping track of the horror films I've watched, but next year I'm gonna keep track of everything. I've probably seen like 50, if I'm being honest, like because I'm at 35 now. Yeah, I added one to the catalog today. I'm at 35 horror movies for the year. I want to get that number a little higher up there before I do my crazy video at the end of the year. But yeah, probably 50 if I had to guess. I'm trying to think what else I saw. So like, yeah, like Super Mario, was Dungeons and Dragons was this year, I believe. Oppenheimer, Barbie, I saw all those. Barbie's so good. Oh my God, Barbie was way too good. Like what the fuck? Why was that good? That was fantastic. But yes, very good stuff. Very good stuff out there. Darkness Madness is saying Daddy Jake is back. I'm the rat daddy apparently these days. I love that. Did you check out the GTA 6 trailer? I did. Looks really cool. I'm excited to go back to Vice City. I played that game so long ago, like way back in the day, the old Vice City. I'm excited for it, man. I think it's gonna be really fun. I only played a little bit of GTA 5. I'm probably the only person on planet Earth to just play a little bit of that because it's been around for so long and has been super popular. But I'm excited for it. It looks fun. It looks like they're capturing the Florida Man vibes, which I like. That's gonna be really fun. VKD is asking if I've seen Violent Night yet. I'm going either this weekend or next weekend. I'm very excited for it. I'll probably put this on the list. I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty violent, very gory. So I'm assuming maybe that's going to be somewhat of a horror film. That's a stretch maybe, but still going to put it on the list, I think. Why not? Why not? I got Godzilla -1 on my list. I don't give a shit. That's a horror movie, dude. A giant lizard attacking a city? That's scary. How long has that not been scary? Would you not be scared if you saw Godzilla in the distance coming towards you, breathing nuclear fire breath at you? I would be scared. I'd be shitting my pants. I'd be shitting my pants. I don't know. That's crazy. Crazy right there. What else we got going on? Jake, you look so young. 18 or 19. I wish I was 18 or 19. I'm 25. 25 years young as of this year, which is crazy. Thank you though, Melissa. I appreciate that. I don't know. Good genes, maybe. I feel like in like 2 years, I'm just gonna look old. Like it's just gonna hit me. It's just gonna like, ugly bat's just gonna hit me in the face. It already has though, let's be honest. You guys look at this ugly mug all the time. I don't know how you guys do it. But Melissa, I appreciate it. Thank you. CT is saying Terrifier is pretty vile. Yeah, it fucking is, baby. And we love it. Easton Plays, what's up, dog? How you doing? Hi. Welcome in, dog. What else is going on? ABCD is saying I love the MTV kill with the scythe. Oh yeah, that is pretty cool. And when he cuts the dude's hands off, kills are pretty fantastic in the show. I gotta say, if you have not seen it, the one thing I will say about the show that tops some of the movies, the kills are pretty good. Kills are better than most of the movies. Hot take. 4, 5, and 6 have really good kills though. I'm maybe in, maybe this is blasphemous to even say, but I feel like Screams 1, 2, and 3, the kills aren't much to write home about. But that's not really the point, you know? Like if you're watching Scream, you're not here for gory kills. It's more about the characters, which is what's so experimental about Scream, and I love that. But it also has a really good killer too, a very iconic one at that. So I don't know, I think Scream has other, like slasher movies all have an array of things to focus upon. And Scream, unlike other slasher movies, decided, hey, let's just put a little more love and sugar into the characters we create. And that's okay. Not every slasher needs to have gory, crazy ass kills. And that's cool. You know, I kind of appreciate Screams 1, 2, and 3 for focusing more on characters versus, you know, some of the other things that slasher movies would focus on. That's okay. I think there are standouts, of course. I mean, C.C. Cooper's death in the second movie is great. Drew Barrymore and, oh my God, Tatum. Those two, fantastic. Oh my God, those are big standouts from the first 3 movies. But I don't know, Scream 3, the Sarah Darling kill, I guess, is like maybe my favorite. But even then, it's like, I don't know. Mike is saying, that's why best case for 7 is a Kirby and Gale story. I think that would be cool. If it takes place before 5, you could bring Dewey back for a cameo. I'm hearing a lot of people say this, but like, here's the thing, right? If Spyglass announces, hey, we're gonna do a movie that retcons 5 and 6 essentially, and Dewey's still alive, isn't that kind of just Spyglass saying 5 and 6 suck? Like that's how that comes off to me. I see so many like people saying like Disney should do a movie that retcons 7, 8, and 9. They're never going to do that because that comes off as a lack of confidence. Even though I hate those movies, I think they're a waste of time personally. Disney's probably never going to do something like that just because they don't want to admit that those movies are bad because they're still making money off of them. I think Spyglass is kind of in the same mental space. I love Dewey, you know, don't get me wrong, but 5 and 6 happened, man. Like that's part of the story. And kind of a really interesting direction for the story too. I love 5 and 6. I don't know. I really enjoy both of them. I stand by. There's no bad Scream film. I love all 6 of them. Radio Silence did an excellent job with those, in my opinion. I remember we were all so scared moving into those movies. But I don't know. 5 and 6, I enjoyed them. I'm scared to see where the franchise goes next, but I'm vibing so far. Mr. Noodles, what's up, dog? How's it going? Mr. Noodles is my nephew. What's up, dog? How you doing? Welcome in. Well, gonna swear, and I'm gonna swear a whole bunch. So I don't know if your mom's gonna like that, but I still appreciate you for being here. Thank you. If you want notes on how to start a channel, shouldn't I go check out a lot of my faves' first videos? Maybe. Yeah, that might be a good place to start. I would watch like what's a YouTube channel that you like to watch? Go to that channel and just really try to analyze it. Like instead of just, you know, watching because, you know, I'm tired, it's late at night, I want to put on some YouTube. Like analyze your favorite YouTubers' videos. Why do they work? Why do they keep your attention? Why are they interesting to you? You know, there's a reason for that. So find that reason, try to jot it down, and it's as simple as, what do you like about the video? What do you like about my videos? What do you hate about my videos? What do you like about Matt Pat's videos? The fact that he always has like 1,000 graphics on screen, which are also, you know, it keeps your attention, whether you like that or not. That's why dude gets like 1 million fucking views on everything, at least on everything he posts. Allison, what's up, dog? How you doing? Have Gale be the killer. Ooh, shit. You know, honestly, out of the 3, right? Gale, Dewey, or Sydney. If any of those had to be a killer in the Scream movies, I think Gale makes the most sense. Gale's motive would be as simple as she would want more ghost faces running around so that she can write books about them, which honestly is a pretty cool motive. And I thought moving into Scream 6, that movie would be a little more about Gale. That was a big thing I was talking about before the movie came out. And I was looking at Samara Weaving's character, who, if you remember, had a similar colored dress to like that same highlighter green, highlighter yellow that Gale had all the way back in the, like what, is that the first movie that she's wearing that dress? I can't remember. One of the first three. I gotta rewatch those first three. It's been a minute. I thought that she was going to be like this like new news reporter, you know, that was like kind of stealing Gale's job, and she was going to be the killer. She was doing essentially what I just said, trying to like be this ghost face so that she can write stories about her own killings and all that. I'm like, it's not super original. Plenty of other IPs have done that, but it would be cool to see Scream tackle that. It would be better than, you know, doing the same relative motive over and over and over again. Ooh, hot takes all around tonight. I'm feeling saucy. Feeling saucy tonight. Val's Views is with us. The General. What's up? General Val. Welcome to the stream. Jump Scare TV's too here. What's up? What's up? Like the stream or dislike it. You know, I don't give a shit. Do what you want. You have free will. You're a human being. Blaze it up. Everyone's talking about GTA 6. I should really just stop everything I'm doing and start playing GTA 6 on here. Just Jess. What's up, Jess? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you and Madison are playing some games today. Vibing out. You don't look like it? Oh shit. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't feel young, but I'm tired all the time, and it sucks, but I appreciate it. You guys make me feel fantastic. Thank you. Michael Parton's throwing $10 out there. Thank you so much for the support, Michael. I really appreciate that. Saying, sup, Jake, just turned 26 5 days ago. Congratulations and happy belated, my friend. Heard the Train to Busan remake is in post-production. I also personally think Scream needs a break. It's getting a bit toxic. Could make a comeback in a few years. Oh, it's getting toxic. And it's only probably going to get more toxic before it gets better, as things always do. But, yeah, Train to Busan getting a remake. This is crazy, man. It's coming from Timo Gijanto, who you might know this name from VHS 2 and VHS 94. Guy did a segment for both of those movies. I'm excited for it. I'm pretty hyped. If you haven't seen the original, it's fantastic. One of the best zombie movies ever made, without a doubt. You gotta listen. You gotta read some subtitles, which some people don't like, but trust me. Just read some subtitles. Come on. There's so many good movies that are in different languages other than English, and they're so good. Foreign horror movies are fantastic. And Train to Busan is no stranger to that. Watch it. It's so good. They're Americanizing it, which I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but Timo Gijanto is a pretty good director, so I'm excited. I think it's called like Last Train to New York or something like that. I don't know, dude. But am I excited for it? Sure, whatever. It's more Train to Busan, but that original, they're never going to be able to top that, dude. That's so good. The remake's also pretty good, too. Not remake, I'm sorry. The sequel's also pretty good. Titled Peninsula. It's basically just Escape from New York with zombies, but like, is that such a bad thing? Is that such a bad thing? I don't think so. Pretty solid. Michael, thanks for the $10, my friend. I really appreciate you. Let's see what happens with Scream, though. Dear God. It's a shit show, but it's a shit show I'm going to cover. I've said this before. Some people ask me, like, Jake, are you going to stop? Like, are you going to boycott Scream 7? Are you on that train? I'm going to follow the updates. You know, that's where I'm at. I'm going to follow the updates because, you know, the Scream 7's not coming out tomorrow. It's not coming out this year. It's probably not coming out next year. If it does, it'll be rushed. But whenever Scream 7 comes out, I'm gonna follow the updates. I'm gonna see what happens, and then we're gonna cut it. Then we're gonna call it quits if nothing gets better. But eternal optimist and all that. It's a gift and a curse. Let's just say that. Bobby's Breakdowns. What's up, Bobby? How's it going? Yo. Thanks for being here, man. Been a long time since we talked, Bobby. Holy shit. We talked a little VHS one time. I remember that. God damn, it's been a minute. Bobby Lee is saying, first Scream with Casey had me sweating. I was like, if this is the first scene, then what's going to happen to other characters? Still feel like that's the most brutal kill of the whole movie. Hot take. I honestly, like, just because of the way it's framed. You know, you have the parents coming out and screaming, being like, oh my God, you know, like they're daughter's strung up dead with her fucking intestines coming out. That's brutal, man. Like, oh shit. Easily the most brutal kill of the entire movie. I like the Tatum kill because of the setup. Like, the actual kill itself is super goofy. The sound effect especially is so goofy, but so funny. Like, I kind of love it. When her neck snaps, it makes like this like whack like sound. So funny. Like, cracks me up every single time. I don't know, like, for me, the original Scream is more silly than it is scary, but, like, it still has those scary moments, right? Like, Casey Becker's, that whole sequence, fantastic. Wouldn't change a thing. Iconic. Wonderful. Billy and Stu stabbing each other at the end. Ooh, that's the scariest part of the whole damn movie to me. I love that shit. But it is definitely more about the commentary. You know, I think that's, like, the big thing it's trying to get across, which, once again, not every horror movie needs to be the scariest thing you've ever seen. Not all of them are going for that. And that's okay. And that's what I love about Scream. It's more about the commentary. It's more about what it's trying to say about slasher movies and how repetitive they've gotten by the time you get to 1996. And that's what I love and appreciate about the film. It's why it's one of my all-time favorite horror flicks. You know, I can appreciate something like Terrifier, which, yes, is all about, not all about, but is very strongly about some of the gorier kills and the mystique of the character. But I also love something like Scream, which is about the mystique of the character in a different way, and your main characters, and, you know, horror commentary. I love that. Why? I don't want the same thing every time when it comes to slashers. That's what slashers. Okay, here's the thing. Jason, I'm getting to this, I promise. Slashers are the ramen noodles of the horror world. They're cheap. Anyone can enjoy ramen noodles because you can put different seasonings and bullshit on it. But the point is, ramen noodles is just the base. You got to throw more into that. You got to throw your own. You can't. No one just has a bowl of ramen noodles. No way. That's boring. You got to put the chicken packet in there and all that bullshit. You got to cut up some vegetables. Maybe throw some of that in there. Or maybe you're feeling super unhealthy and you get the crazy spicy package one. You know, with all like what does Nikocado avocado eat? That shit. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're into. Point being, there's so many different ways to enjoy ramen noodles, just like how there's so many different ways to enjoy slasher films. So you got to appreciate things like Scream. You got to appreciate things like Terrifier. Two ends of a spectrum. That's where I'm at least with it. Jason, I love you, man. You love all my videos. I love all your comments. Jason leaves me a nice comment all the time, and I just appreciate him. Thank you, Jason. Thanks for being here, dog. Good shit. El Dante is saying, I think it would be good if you suggested a movie, everyone watched it within the following weeks, and then people could discuss it. Ooh, I kind of like that. Like a horror movie club. Could find hidden greats. My buddy, the Night Watch Zone, does that. He has a slasher movie club that he does every Monday. I've been thinking about doing something like that. You know, when I first started this page, a big thing I wanted to do was bring awareness to like other more unknown horror flicks, and I slowly found out that that's just a tough thing to, it's a tough, very niche thing to do. Here on YouTube. So here I am talking about Scream and Terrifier. No complaints. I love these franchises so much, but there's also other franchises out there that don't get talked about. Have you guys ever seen the Phantasm films? I'm sure some of you guys have, but oh my God, I could talk about those. Like I could pitch theories about Phantasm all fucking day long. Ooh, so much to talk about there. So, yes, I like that actually would be very cool. That'd be a great idea for a live stream I do weekly. And maybe go beyond slashers, you know, go like find some other weirder horror movies. I've been slowly not watching as many new horror movies as I usually do. So I need something to kick me in the ass a little bit. So this might be a good idea, El Dante. I'm going to write that down. That's, I actually really like that. Slasher book club is what I'm going to, or horror movie book club is what I'm going to write. Badass. Thank you for the suggestion, my dude. Good stuff. Robert Nickerson, what's up, dog? How you doing, Robert? Saying, I feel they would need to offer Nev a crazy amount of money to sign on to 7. I agree. She's already offended by the last offer, and this new movie seems cursed at the moment. Why would she want to join this mess? Yeah, Robert, that's exactly what's going through my brain right now. I just don't think she would want to join. Like, why would she want to join this crazy mess of a movie when she's got so many other crazy things going on as well? She's a part of so many projects, this Twisted Metal. She was doing that Lincoln Lawyer thing for a while. I never watched that, but I heard it was pretty good. She's having a bit of a renaissance. She's getting steady work. Good for her, is what I say. So, I don't know, man. I don't think she'd want to join in on this, but I'm just waiting for the news. I'm waiting for that news to break, whatever the cast list is going to be for this. And it's going to, you know, new people, Nev Campbell, whatever it's going to be. I think it's going to really shatter some people's theories right now, which is why we're talking about these crazy theories now, because something that a few people have pitched to me, which I want to take a second to talk about this, and then we'll get back to some of your awesome shit in the chat, is Lisa Bluebaugh from my Patreon, mad shout out to her, thank you for the support on this page, pitched a theory about Patrick Dempsey and how like his character could play a big role in Scream 7. Now this also, I mixed two theories together. This other person is a friend of mine on Instagram who wanted to stay anonymous. But there's two big aspects to this. Maybe it starts off theoretically, once again, we're just bullshitting here. Who knows if Nev Campbell or Patrick Dempsey are going to come back, but hey, let's just pretend maybe they are. Babysitter gets killed right at Nev Campbell's place. And then bam, this starts off the whole movie. We're now like, what the hell? The babysitter got killed, but they're not going after the kids, and it was someone in a Ghostface mask. What's going on here? What's happening? This is mysterious. This is a way of luring out Patrick Dempsey's character, Mark Kincaid, and Sidney Prescott to, go after this Ghostface again. He doesn't want to kill the kids. He wants to kill them. And maybe they're not home for whatever reason. I kind of liked that. The person who wanted to stay anonymous suggested that to me. I'm kind of vibing with that. That would be kind of cool. Almost would be full circle with like Halloween, right? Something like that. I was vibing with that. And then Lisa's pitch for who the killer could be is someone that Patrick Dempsey's character locked up a long time ago. That's like seeking revenge. You ruined my family by putting me in jail for 20 years or whatever. I don't know, maybe 10 years. Let's say that. You ruined my family. My wife left me. My kids don't love me anymore. Now I'm here for revenge. I think that's kind of cool because it's not just the same old, right? Like, yes, we have had a lot of family revenge motives, but we've never had someone who was an ex-con that's going after Patrick Dempsey because they were a cop. That's interesting. Putting those people in the protagonist seat this time around, like someone like Mark Kincaid, lends itself to different kinds of ghost faces, which is why I think we need to continually add new characters to this. You can bring back old characters all you want for Scream, but not having new characters means you can't have new ghost faces. It makes it, makes it harder to have new ghost faces. So that's kind of why I like the idea of putting Patrick Dempsey more in like the focal point of a Scream 7. It's like, ooh, that's interesting. That I kind of vibe with that. So I don't know. This is a really interesting. I don't know if I'm like 100% dead set. This is what needs to happen in Scream 7, but I think it's a really interesting theory nonetheless. If this is a possibility, curious what everyone has to say about that. Run it back. Throw something in the chat if you like that or not. That's cool too. Oh, all right. That tea is delicious. Oh, I love throat coat tea. I don't give a shit. It's fantastic. Am I planning on seeing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Maybe. I'm so on the fence, man. A lot of bad shit with that one behind the scenes, but it's James Wan. I love James Wan. Love me some James. Ooh. What's up? Ooh. How's it going? I love you so much, Jake. I love you, Ooh. What's up, dog? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you for being here, dog. Appreciate you. Amy saying the first 3 Phantasm films are classics. Oh, yes. And that third one is so underrated. 1 and 2 are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Like, those are the best ones. But 3, very underrated. I really enjoy that one. Johnny, Hideout UK, thank you so much for the support, my friend. I appreciate you. Saying I honestly wouldn't change anything about you or your channel. Thank you. Because you are like a friend to us all. YouTuber, fun DJ, pure of heart. You're awesome. You're awesome, Johnny. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Very grateful. I'm very grateful for all that I have here, and I always want to put out good content because you guys are so supportive of the page, so kind. I don't even know what to say. My gratitude for every single person in this chat right now is immense, and I'm very thankful. So thank you, Johnny. I really do appreciate the support. You're always coming in these streams and throwing something out there. Really does mean a lot, man. Thank you for the support, and thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Really does mean a lot. Ooh is saying maybe they can bring back Stu and his motive is he never got his final scare. Honestly, if they did bring back Stu, like just, we gotta let's entertain this for a moment. Every time Stu gets brought up, I'm always like, oh, that doesn't make sense. This and that. But let's just entertain this for a minute. I'm in a mood tonight. Fuck it. If Stu came back, what would his motive be? I mean, if he's going after Sidney, it's most likely going to be something like, you ruined my life. I've had to hide in a basement for the last 30 years, Sidney. I don't know what's going on. And he could almost be like this, like just stunted growth adult, you know, who's still in like that teenage brain, has never had time to adapt or change or evolve or anything. And maybe that could be a theme throughout this movie, you know, like try to make it good if you're going to go that route. I don't know. I mean, that's how I would approach it if I was forced to write that film. But I don't know. I think really the appeal of Stu coming back is Matthew Lillard on the big screen again, which is what a lot of us want. And that's, hey, that's cool. I get it. I want Matthew Lillard. I want Matthew Lillard in more horror movies too. He's great. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's, a movie I personally just did not care for. He shined. He had some good moments. Had some fun stuff going on in there. Allison is saying, I want Gail and Stu to get together. Oh, shit. Damn. Dewey would not approve of that. Gail ends up saying, F it, wants a new book to go well. No one left of who she cares about. She was the only one to ever profit off the kills. Okay, I mean, you make a good point there. Maybe she sets Stu up to it or something. She would easily be able to convince Stu to come help. Yeah, I mean, if Stu's living in a basement this whole time, I mean, you know, what else? What else would he want to do? Fuck it. Oh, that's funny. Bobby's talking about ramen noodles again, saying with eggs and scallions or mac and cheese. Yeah, see? There's a lot of ways to make ramen noodles, man. Just like how there's a lot of ways to make slasher movies. Hey, Jake, have you heard any news on the Toxic Avenger? There's been a lot of news about the Toxic Avenger lately. Oh my God, I'm adding this to the list of movies to talk about, actually. I feel, did this come out? I don't even know. There's a lot of photos that came out for this. Just a lot of weird stuff that came out. A lot of crazy images of some of the characters from the Toxic Avengers. I'm not like 100% sure. I haven't really been following that. I'm going to be completely honest. I should be though, because I am actually excited for this, but I'm trying to cover so much. Like I'm trying to, covering 2 movie franchises is a lot. Like, especially when you're looking for weird shit like how I do with the Terrifier and Scream franchises. But that's overwhelming. I don't know how some people cover like 8, 12, 20 franchises. I couldn't do it. I simply couldn't. But yeah, I don't know. There was some photos that came out. There was some stuff about like director Mason Blair was talking a little bit about how his movie is a different interpretation of the same idea. If you've seen the original, you know that it's a very specific, like so specific, acquired taste of horror. So I think he's trying to take it down a different direction, which, you know, if you're going to remake something, yeah, that's the best approach, is just try to flavor it your own way. Why make a remake otherwise, you know? I only want to remake movies where I feel like I can do them better in a different light. That's the only way I would want to remake something, you know? Why remake Scream? Why remake Halloween? They're perfect. Like, they don't need to be remade. Just make another slasher film. You're not doing that better, dog. I don't know. Gerson Malabay, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm terrible at pronouncing things, but thank you for being here and thanks for hanging out with me. Saying the more this makes sense for Spyglass to do is really just make a Scream No Way Home. For sure, cash in, then sell it to other companies. You know, it's the unfortunate truth, my friend. This is just what happens a lot of the times with these franchises. They sometimes when they fall apart, they're just like, hey, just make some crazy shit and then sell the rights. Just get rid of it. It really is a shame, man. I don't want that to happen to Scream, but it seems inevitable, however they approach the next film, that it's probably just going to be some kind of cash grab. And that blows. It blows butts, and I'm not a fan of it, but it seems like it's the likely scenario here. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm dead. I hope I'm dead wrong. I hope everyone knows this. This is just, you know, logical assumption based off of what I know. TJ Sanders is saying, do you ever think we will get Nightmare on Elm Street again at some point? I hope so, man. We need a good horror franchise. You know, I love talking about Terrifier 3. Don't get me wrong, hyped for that, but we need another good, like, revisit of some of these older ones. We got Crystal Lake on the horizon. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of faith in that. Nightmare on Elm Street, though. A brand new one of those. That could be good. That could be a lot of fun. With Scream kind of going downhill now, we need Nightmare on Elm Street to pick it back up. Get that Wes Craven franchise back to life. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. Totally down for another one of those. I don't know. It seems like they were, in some of those sequels, seems like they were never really able to make too many good ones of those. There's a couple, you know, there's like 2 or 3 good Freddy movies, and that's pretty much it, in my opinion, at least. So I would love to see just another one that's fucking awesome. You know, just another good Nightmare on Elm Street film. We need it. That franchise needs it big time. Just one more good one, you know? That's a very specific franchise as well. Just like Scream, it's going to be hard to do that perfectly. So I hope that they're able to hope that they're able to do that soon. And there has been rumblings of it too. There's been a lot of rumblings of potentially doing a new Freddy movie at some point. I remember covering something earlier in the year where it was like they were talking about selling the rights or something. It's like, ooh, okay, maybe something's happening there. VKD is saying as long as they nail Ghostface like they have in all 6 of them, I'll be psyched to see it. I mean, yeah, look, I said a while ago, I'm like, if they reboot Scream, I'll be excited for it. That'll be cool. But I think what sucks right now is the fact that it's happening under these circumstances. That's what I'm not crazy about. I think if they had, finished this story that they were going to tell and say like, hey, that's it. That's the end of the story for the legacy characters. We're going to move on to something else and reboot the franchise. Cool. Yeah, that's natural for a horror franchise. That's what we would want next, because if they just keep doing the same thing with the same characters over and over and over again, I promise it won't be good. I know so many people think just throwing Sidney Prescott into a movie is going to make it good, but it's not going to be like, look, if they throw Sidney in the movie and it's still bad, it's still going to be bad. Like, I'm sorry. I love Sidney Prescott, one of my favorite characters of all time, but you can't just make 100 movies with the same character who's awesome and expect it to be good. I mean, why is, with that same logic, why is Scream 6 not a 10 out of 10 movie just like the original? It has Gale Weathers in it. Why does that not work there? Well, it's because Gale Weathers, was utilized for something else in Scream 1, and now for all of the sequels, they've tried to utilize her for something different. And it's like using an old, this is really, I don't mean this as an offense or whatever to Courtney Cox or anybody else, but when you use the same character over and over again in multiple sequels, Stranger Things has this problem big time right now. It's almost like an old car part, right? Like in the Jeep that you were driving before in Scream 1, it worked perfectly, but you take that part out and you try to put it in like a Mustang or something, it might not work exactly the same. And it's kind of the same thing with sequels. You're kind of forced to create new characters to push different points. Or maybe you got lucky with your sequel, just like Scream 2, where a lot of the same characters play the same roles. Not all of them, but some of them. So that's the big thing with slasher sequels, man. If you're going to do something a little more complex like a Scream film, you got to find ways to push your narrative. And sometimes that means you can't have all the same characters. There's this debate going on about like if Scream 6 would have been better with Sidney Prescott or not. I simply don't know how she would have fit into that film. Besides just being like, hey, I'm here, I'm Sidney Prescott. Just like how Gale Weathers was just like, hey, I'm here, I'm Gale Weathers. And I'm doing something that Kirby simply could have done, though. I don't know, man. I love Gale. She's one of my favorite Scream characters. I've said this many times, but sometimes these characters just don't fit in new continuations. And it blows, but it's a sad, hard truth, and I hate to be the one to rip the Band-Aid off, but that's just how movie franchises work. It's how storytelling works, man. I don't know. I'm also like, I think there's more things to Scream than just the wonderful characters too. I love the characters, don't get me wrong, but there's also someone new behind the mask every single time. There's a new aspect to horror movies that they get to comment on too. There's a lot of good things that Scream has to offer. If it was just the characters, I promise you it would not be this wonderful, beloved horror franchise that it is today. There's so many things about it that it has to offer, and that's why people love it. So I that's kind of moving forward. I want more and more of those good things. Keep adding those good things. Keep finding ways to reinvent yourself if you're going to make a sequel. Otherwise, why are you making a sequel? Connor is saying, I have a feeling Kevin intended for Gale to be the killer behind his new trilogy in 4, 5, and 6, starting by directing Jill. So, like, from what I know about this canceled 4, 5, and 6 trilogy, was that Jill was going to be the focus of 5, getting attacked by someone who knows her secret from the previous film, which is very, I know what you did last summer, but I kind of vibe with it. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. It would have focused strictly on Jill in Scream 5, getting attacked, like her and her new group of friends or whatever, getting attacked. I think that's really cool. That would have been badass. Jill probably would have died because I think 6 goes back to Sydney, if I'm remembering those plans correctly. But it was interesting. It was a fascinating new way to take. It was a fascinating new route to take the franchise down, because if you would have just done 4 is, 4, 5, and 6 is another Sydney story, I'd be like, didn't we kind of just do that with 1, 2, and 3? I like the idea of focusing on a Ghostface killer that got away. That's so interesting to me. I would have been so down for that, and I wish it would have happened, but sometimes shit doesn't work out. And unfortunately, the Scream franchise is no stranger to things just not working out, which blows. It blows, Evil Connor. It blows. Ugh. TJ Sanders is saying if Spyglass is going to be cheap about pay, full reboot would need to be a reboot, which is the most likely scenario. I think they're probably going to get just a bunch of young actors who have some little popularity on other TV shows, whatever, throw them together, have a new Ghostface going after them. That's probably what's going to happen. Even though they have announced that they're eyeing Neve Campbell for the next movie. But the other thing that I feel like a lot of people are not talking about, and this to me is the most shocking news that's been going around, is Gary Barber from Spyglass is saying that he doesn't need Neve. I don't need Neve, so I don't need Jenna. You know, that was the response when he was asked about that an insider quoted from him specifically. So I will say that, not a direct quote from an insider, but still, I just, that seems to be the trend. They decided, sorry, Jenna Ortega, we're not going to give you 7 figures to be in Scream 7, which is so dumb because that's why Scream 6 made so much money. I don't know, man. They should have been like, yeah, Jenna Ortega, we'll give you $3 million to be in this movie. 5 million, cool. Yeah, let's run it. Like, what? Yeah, if I would absolutely say yes to that. Same thing with Neve Campbell. If she wanted more money, give it to her. She's a big draw. Some people were like, yeah, no, fuck Scream 6 when Neve Campbell said, she wasn't going to be in it. It still ended up making a lot of money, but that's because of Jenna Ortega. I promise you it would have made less money if Jenna Ortega was not in that film. So, I don't know. I feel like Gary Barber, man, just being cheap, doesn't know what he's got, and is about to lose it all. Lima, is it Lima or Lima? I don't know. Lima Bean Guitar. A Lima Bean that plays guitar. Holy shit, we just got everybody in the chat tonight. I think Sydney needs to step away from the series. I mean, that's the most likely scenario, right? I would love to see her back, don't get me wrong. Love this character so much. I want to see her come back. God damn it. But doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Jeff Young, what's up, Jeff? How's it going? There's definitely a whole lot more to Scream than the characters themselves. Exactly, my point. My point exactly. This is one of the many things that's great about Scream, but a lot of franchises have great characters. Like, is that the big standout from Scream? I don't know. I would argue that the horror comedy is the biggest draw. I just don't think people would I don't think Scream would be the big horror franchise it is today if it didn't have that aspect to it. Like, that's the biggest draw to me, at least. I know some people love the characters, but I also love the characters in Terrifier. I also love some of the characters in Halloween, too. Like, that just simply can't be the biggest draw to your franchise. I mean, not to say that Simple doesn't work. Simple does work, baby. But nowadays, you just make a slasher film with good characters. It doesn't stand the test of time. You got to do something that kind of stands out and makes your movie the only place to go for that one thing. And for a while, Scream was the only movie franchise to go to for that. It was like, oh, we got to go see the new Scream movie. We got to see what they're going to comment on next. That's exciting. That's their big, their most interesting facet, I would say. What else is going on? Can you review the trailer for IS? I don't know what this is. Is this a horror movie? Ugh. Should I know this? Am I going to get in trouble for not knowing this? I feel like if I type in ISS, I'm going to get in trouble. Thriller sci-fi. Okay, it's about some crazy shit. Does not give me a plot description, but it is a science fiction thriller. It's got a 92% badass. Okay. Oh wait, I saw the trailer for this. Wait, I know. Oh wait, I know what this is. This comes out in January. I'm actually hyped for this. International Space Station. That's what it is. It's about like the world gets destroyed or whatever, and they got to fight each other on the International Space Station. That's what it was. I saw the trailer for this before Godzilla -1. Looks really good, actually. Yes, I will be. I might make a whole video about that. I don't know. I got a lot of videos to make. God damn. Allison was pitching something. Or the way they started the last movie with the group of Scream people. Just do a movie on the cult. Then be easy to change cast for the new story through that. That would be cool. I love the cult of Ghostface theory. Once again, just we're doing something that's not an angry parent about, I'm so done with that. If we get another angry parent, I think I'm done with Scream, dude. God, we got to just do something else. Just do anything else, any other kind of killer. There's so many different reasons that you can come up with for a character to kill somebody. And I don't know, man. The fact that Scream is so obsessed with goofy parents wanting to kill people, I don't get it. It's like Agatha Christie shit that's been done to death 1,000 times before. I'm just not crazy about relative characters going killer. I've seen it a million times, man. Gotta see something else. Gotta see something else in this franchise. Richie and Amber, was such a breath of fresh air when we got that in Scream 5. It's like, oh my God, thank you. Finally a motive that isn't something that's exactly the same from the past. Cool. Badass. That was awesome. I vibed with that so much. That was such a cool motive. One of my favorites in the whole franchise. But Scream 6, we're back to our bullshit, baby. We're like, okay, angry, goofy parent, because this is how parents act when they lose kids. They turn into cartoon characters, apparently. I don't know. Scream, man, there's so many things I love about these movies, but then they do that. And I'm just like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean grieving parents are cartoon characters, bro? I can't vibe with that. Eric Cartman saying, sorry I keep mentioning this, but do you think it's a bad sign that we haven't gotten an update on Ben Stiller's Rat movie since 2020? I want to see it so badly. Dude, what I will say, Eric, is you gotta hold out faith for some of these weird horror movies you want to see. You're only gonna get a couple of updates on them. I remember after Possessor came out from 2020, a killer Brandon Cronenberg movie, if you have not seen it, I was like dying for some kind of update on what he was doing next. Possessor is one of my favorite horror movies of the 2020s. It's genius. It's like one of the best sci-fi horror movies to come out in the last 3 years, in my opinion. So good. And just no word on what his next thing was. I think he had talked about doing something at like the screening for Possessor, like what his next thing was kind of going to be, but we didn't get a big update, like a Bloody Disgusting article, something along those lines. We didn't get anything like that for years after Possessor came out. Finally, in like late 2022, it was, I think mid 2022, to be fair. It had come out that he was making a movie with Alexander Skarsgård and Mia Goth called Infinity Pool, which is also so good. And I was like, oh my God, what? Brandon Cronenberg and like all these other people? Holy shit. I was so hyped, man. I was so hyped for it, and I saw it opening night, and it's one of my favorite horror films of the year. If you have not seen Infinity Pool, I could not recommend it more. It is the grossest, weirdest little movie. And I love it. It's genius. It's a brilliant little movie. It's got some very slick commentary behind it too. But on top of that, it's a very fun movie. It's not like preaching and shoving shit down your throat. No, it's a fun horror movie to watch. It's hilarious and scary and gross. All the things I love about movies. All in one little disgusting Mia Goth performance. It was great. Sarah Campbell's also talking about some of my other channels. Hate to shamelessly plug shit, but I will. Maybe with a little bit of shame, but I'm going to do it anyways. Second channel, if you have not subscribed to that, KillJoy Jake 2. We just hit 2,000 subscribers over there. Once again, thank you guys for that. Check it out. Pretty cool channel. I'm going to start posting a little more on there. I got some podcasts coming from some of our fun friends out here. And then I also do like little weirder videos on things that I know won't get views on this page because trust me, I've tried. So check that out. If you like the weirder stuff I talk about, go check out KillJoy Jake 2. I also post like live stream clips over there as well, like just some of my favorite moments from these crazy lives we have. So check it out. It's a pretty cool channel. I also do a channel called Jake Tyler. I'm streaming there right now as well. And I'm still figuring out what to do with that page, but I'm going to do something with it soon, I promise. So check it out. Go subscribe. Ryan Baxter, what's up, Ryan? How's it going, dog? Welcome on in. Thanks for being a KillJoy Cult member. Hey, Jake, it's been a while since I could join a live. Just watched 5 and 6 the other day. And man, this is a sad situation. Hoping 7 can get its shit together. Me too. Me too, man. God damn. Yeah, no, I really want them to make 7 something good, man. I loved 5 and 6. I think all of these Scream movies are so good, and 5 and 6 were especially just such a great comeback. I was so worried when these movies were coming, in production and stuff, and then they ended up still being both very good. I have my criticisms of both of them, and I'm sure all of you do too, because they're still fresh, we're still very fresh on the brain, but I still really enjoy them, man. They had some pretty fun reveals and fun little weird moments to them that I enjoyed, and it was just something different. That was the big thing about 5 and 6. It's like they tried something different, and I appreciate that. I hate when franchises get into a rhythm and just do the same thing. And I'm so glad that 5 and 6 were necessary continuations that tell a brand new story. But with Scream 7, it seems like we're going back to either, like, most likely a reboot. Reboot is the most likely scenario. But we could be telling a Nev Campbell story again, which, you know, definitely raises some red flags for me. I would be excited for that, don't get me wrong, but I would be scared that they're just going to start, you know, we're going to do Scream 4 again. We're going to do Scream 3 again. And that's where I get worried. If they start telling me things where it's like, oh, we're going to L.A., dude. We're going to go to L.A. with Sidney Prescott. She's going to be with Mark Kincaid. I'm like, okay, that's Scream 3, bro. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing no Scream 3 again. I already have that movie. I just bought the 4K of it. I don't need it again. So I agree. I really hope they get their shit together, get something figured out. I said this earlier on the stream, but I'm not boycotting Scream 7 quite yet. I'm gonna follow the updates, and then if, you know, by the time we get to a first trailer or something and it looks like shit, I'm just gonna be real and say this looks like shit. I'm always very honest with how I feel about with movies, man. It, like, even if it's something like a flagship franchise like that for me, you know, Scream, I'm gonna tell you it's shit if it's shit. Halloween, bro, lost a lot of my Halloween audience because I hated Halloween Ends so much, and I don't care. It's I just don't like it. I'm not a fan. Oh, you won't understand it for 5 years is what fans of it are saying. Bro, my opinion is valid. I'm sorry, dog. Everyone's opinion is valid on Halloween Ends. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. That's fine. It's not some, misunderstood masterpiece that people just don't get yet. Like, that sounds like you think your farts don't smell or something. I hate when people post that on Twitter, dude. Like, man, if you like Halloween Ends, awesome. I'm so glad you like it. That makes me so happy, man. I'm so glad you found joy in a horror movie. That's what this page is all about. But if you think that I misunderstood it or something, like I'm stupid because I didn't get the masterpiece, the majesty that is Corey Cunningham, shut up, dog. I don't know. I'm so glad you like Halloween Ends, but I just don't. Just respect my opinion. That's all I'm asking. Stupid Fizz, what's up, dog? How's it going? That Fizz ain't so stupid to me. I'm vibing with it. Ooh, I'm gonna be there in a little bit. What's up, dog? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream, dog. Appreciate you. Did you cringe when you first saw Terrifier 1 with all that gore? Ow, dude. The first time I saw that girl get cut in half, man, I was like, oh my God. I was like looking away and shit. I was like, ugh. I watched it with my dad on Netflix for the first time. Me and him worked together for a little while in an electrical warehouse. I had a pretty boring job back in the day. You remember how I was talking about how grateful I am for this? I'm so grateful. You work in a warehouse for 4 years of your life, and it's like, it's so boring. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. Like, I was like, I want to die. I can't do this. I simply can't do this anymore. I'm so grateful for every day I wake up and I'm able to do this. I'm so grateful. You have no idea. But we got recommended that film because it was on Netflix. Like, when it dropped, a friend of ours had recommended it to us, and I was like, ooh, okay, new slasher movie, let's check it out. And I was like, oh my God, that was crazy. Holy shit. And I will say, you know, the first Terrifier, definitely not as good as the sequel. You know, the plot, if there is a plot in that movie, it's shaky, but the kills are so standout special, and David Howard Thornton giving one of the best performances ever as a slasher villain makes that movie for me. I love it. It's really great. The pros outweigh the cons there, even though, yes, there are things to criticize about it. I really love it. So much fun. Jason Carpenter's with us. Just made it in here, Jake. Got a killer workout in. Very nice, dude. I got to get back to the gym. I've been so busy lately. I just did not have time. But that's not an excuse. Go to the gym. Do it. Just do a little bit. Even if you're not putting on like muscle or whatever, just do a little bit of this. 20 minutes out of your day. That's it. Do a little bit of that. I've been trying to do it, man. It's so tough. So tough to make that happen. Querique? What's up, dog? Q, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Just use the television storyline to make a full feature. There you go. I mean, you could do that. Make a whole movie out of the TV story. I'd be into it. Something people are already familiar with too. Wouldn't have to be too much of a stretch. Stupid Fizz is saying just watched It's a Wonderful Knife a few days ago and I loved it. I'm very excited to talk a little bit about the things that I have a lot to say about that movie. I'm very excited to talk about it. It's a Wonderful Knife. I recommend it though. It's on Shudder. If you're a Scream fan, I think you'll like it. It finds ways to distort the slasher whodunit format, which I really appreciated. It's an interesting movie. I don't know. I really don't know. I have so many mixed feelings about it. I'm very all over the place with it, but I do love a lot of what that film was able to do. Michael Kennedy is a writer I praise. I love his writing. For the love of rock. I need like a power chord or something right there every time I read that. For the love of rock. I need Jack Black to jump out of my closet anytime I read this screen name. What's up, dog? How's it going? If Spyglass is still lowballing Nev, what makes anyone think Matthew would get a good offer? Good enough to make him return? Well, the guy hasn't done too much lately. You know, he's maybe like a little bit lower on the chain, where Nev Campbell maybe isn't. So I imagine that they would want to get him back. And, you know, here's the other thing, too. They're looking at, you know, Spyglass is seeing all this. They're seeing all the negative press. They're seeing all the shit right now, and they're probably, like, begging Nev Campbell to be in Scream 7, although that's very unlikely. I also think that Matthew Lillard just would be so down to do it, dude. He's been talking about how badly he wants to be in a Scream film. And like if they reached out to him, I think he'd do it. But you never know. You never know, man. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't come in, but anything's possible. Anything's possible, I guess is my point. Jason Carpenter is our local Halloween Ends fan, and we love him. we love him, man. And Jason, I respect that you're not one of those people that says things like, oh, you just don't get it yet, man. Me and Jason have a mutual respect for each other. He loves Halloween Ends. I don't. But we have respect for each other, and that's what I love, man. That's what I love. Hey, you know what? It's totally cool. Some people hate Scream 6. I love having conversations with people who hate Scream 6. Me, Anthony Mock from Child of the Corn, I always forget his name, and The Bearded Entertainment, 2 other great YouTube channels, go subscribe to them. We had a very drunken conversation at Scarefest talking about Scream 6, and we were obnoxious talking about just going back and forth about this movie. It was a wonderful conversation. We very much so disagree on Scream 6, but I love that. You simply can't learn anything from someone who agrees 100% with you about movies. That's boring. What? I don't want to talk to people who have the exact same opinion on movies that I do. I want to see things from other perspectives. That's why I love movies with like commentary in them, or movies that are trying to say something else from other kinds of movies, you know? I think that's why people liked Halloween Ends so much. They saw a movie that wasn't exactly the same as the last 2 that came before it. I just saw a movie that was ripping off Christine, and the director even admitted to that in an interview, but some people like that, and I respect it, man. I respect it. But regardless, however you feel about the film, you got to respect people's opinions, okay? Someone hates your favorite movie, and that's okay. I promise you're gonna live through that. Some people go on Twitter and say some crazy bullshit, man, and it's insane. This world's insane, man. It's crazy. It's just movies. I promise. They're fictional movies. Stu's not gonna jump out of the screen and stab you in the neck. It's not gonna happen. I promise. Sean Sheridan is throwing out a little something out there. Sean, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Stu is the best Ghostface. No disagreements there. And I would love him back, but let's be honest, bringing him back would be no more than a gimmick. His head was crushed with the TV. It defies all logic. He would be alive. Sean, I am with you 100%, my friend. And if I still took Scream seriously, which I'm kind of at the point where I don't know if I can take Scream 7 seriously, as I kind of feel like it's maybe going to be a cash grab. I'm kind of just preparing myself for the worst right now. I do feel like right now where my brain is with all the updates that are going on with Scream 7, it will most likely be some kind of bad cash grab, which I'm not excited for. So if Stu comes back, I'm just like, you know what? It's going to make some people happy, and that's pretty cool. I see that as, you know, the destruction of the franchise, but isn't that already where we're at, you know? So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. If Stu comes back, I'm on the train. Let's vibe. It doesn't make sense. I no disagreements there. And I love Stu as well. But hey, man, if it makes somebody happy, if this movie that is coming out, which currently is not making a lot of people happy, if it can make someone happy, I'm here for it. Happiness is why we do this shit. So fuck it. But Sean, you make great points, my friend. I can't disagree with that. Thank you so much for the support, my dude. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Really appreciate you. Mike Chunky Jordy, what's up, Gina? How's it going? Gifted 1 KillJoy Jake membership. Holy shit! Who to? I'm curious. It doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me on my little thing here, but it will tell me if I click on the stream here. So let's check this out. Gifted it to That Dolphin Fan. Ooh! The Dolphin Fan is now a member. Welcome in, Dolphin Fan, and drink up on the Kool-Aid. Go ahead. There's nothing else in it, I promise. Enjoy, drink it up. Welcome to the cult, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Good shit, bro. Amy is saying, I don't know what that stands for, so I'm not going to read it. Something should remove the... I feel like it's something bad, but I don't know. Something should remove the threat feature from the ratings because... What? Because unless... I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what you're trying to say. Damien... okay. Amy, I appreciate the comment. I just did not know where you were going with that, my friend. Jacob Myers is with us. What's up, Jacob? How's it going? Jake, what would your reaction be if Corey was killed off in the sewer when first encountering Michael and the rest of Halloween Ends focuses on Michael and Laurie before their final showdown? So then that kind of makes the point of Corey Cunningham to bring Michael out of the sewers, essentially. I don't know if that would be better or not, you know? That's a whole thing, right? Because then we've just spent the first like 40-ish minutes of the movie setting up how this kid walks into the sewers. We can do that a lot faster, right? David Gordon Green has in the past too. I would imagine if that was the route they wanted to take, the movie should have started off with like kids adventuring down into the sewers and then Michael kills them and comes out and attacks Haddonfield again. That would have been probably the way to do it. So like that would be the route I would want them to take. So if Corey was utilized just to be the reason that Michael comes out of his lair to start killing people again, and that was like a quicker sequence opposed to 40 minutes of setup before we see Michael on screen, yeah, I could vibe with that. That would work for me. I love the idea of Michael Myers killing people in the sewers too. I really feel like that should have been like a whole thing. So okay, maybe hang on, pause, Jacob. What if we do this instead? Opening scene. Those stupid band kids that are in the movie for some reason, they go to the sewer. They're fucking around. Why not? They get killed by Michael. We know Michael's in the sewer now. Then we follow Corey Cunningham, who's dating Allison for whatever reason. Maybe he's not creepy and super insane like how they have him in the movie. And then he goes down into the sewer, gets killed. Allison sees Michael. You know, maybe they're both there or something. Michael comes out of his cave, so to say, kills Corey. Then it's like, oh shit, Allison, sees the shape again, and then she fucking runs. She's getting out of Dodge. Okay. See, a lot of rework in there you got to do, but okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere where this feels more like a Halloween movie and less like Christine. I'm vibing with it. I'm vibing with it a lot. Jacob, I appreciate the suggestion, my friend. Good shit. Good shit. Scooppex is saying, Dolphin fan, I'm from Miami. Oh, shit. I went to Miami earlier this year. That shit's insane down there. Oh, my God. Florida is intense. I think I would die if I lived down there. You all are survivors. Oh my God. Enjoy though. Miami is fun though. Save Robbie. What's up, dog? How's it going? Welcome in. Yeah. Devil horns, baby. Oh, BBFC means British Board of Film Classification. I don't know why. It just sounded like it would mean something awful, but I'm glad it doesn't. Villain Killin' Dylan is saying, have you seen They Nest? In my opinion, the scariest creepy crawly swarm horror movie I've ever seen. Ooh. I have not, but I'm going to write that down. They Nest. You guys always give me some good recommendations to watch. I love it. I'm going to check that out. Ryan Baxter is saying, saw Terrifier earlier this year. Wasn't a huge fan. Kept hearing how you love T2. Caught it during the re-release in theaters. It was way better. Excited for T3. My wife is watching both this week. You know what else I'll say, Ryan? If you watch Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2, like back to like one after another, I don't know, for me it enhances the viewing experience of Terrifier 1 by a lot, because you can see where Damien wanted to go with it, but he was just limited by a lower budget. So he's like, well, I can't do all of the crazy things I wanted to do story wise, so let's just focus on what we can do, which is this creepy ass clown killing people. So I don't know, Terrifier 1 and 2, it's just one big movie to me, really. So I can appreciate Terrifier 1 just a little more because of how much I love Terrifier 2. I guess is my point. But I'm glad you like 2, and I'm excited for 3 as well, man. Very exciting stuff. What else do we got going on? Row Ventures. What's up, Row? How's it going? That was cool, both of them fighting around the lair like that. Yeah. I dropped my pencil. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's where I think that's where I mentally checked out of Halloween Ends, though. The idea of Michael Myers killing people in the sewer, very cool, but some punk ass like 20-year-old just taking the mask off of Michael Myers, like, disrespectful is the wrong word, right? He's a murderer. Like, I'm not rooting for Michael Myers, but the dude just like pushing Michael down, taking his mask off, I was just like, fuck Corey Cunningham, dude. Like, no, you don't do that to Michael. Michael rips your throat out, bro. That's what should happen here, you know? It just felt so unnatural to me. I don't know. I just don't like Corey, man. I can't root for him. He gets bullied by band kids, bro. No one gets bullied by band kids. Ooh, Black Diamond saying, why did they think that people wanted Mindy to live? She's the worst. Well, you know, I think people don't like Mindy because they just refuse to build her character. And that's probably because there's just a lot of characters on screen. Unless she dies horribly. What's with the hate towards Mindy? I mean, I get she's kind of a bland character, but damn, so many people fucking hate Mindy. They're like, fuck Mindy, man. I'm just like, geez, relax. God, so many more hateable characters in horror, too. I mean, are we forgetting about Halloween 5? Halloween 5 has some hateable characters, man. Purposefully hateable characters, too. I don't think Mindy's never done anything that's pissed me off, but I will say they definitely have refrained from building her character as much as they could, which is kind of one of my biggest issues with Scream 6 is they introduce Mindy, right? Her reintroduction is she's hanging out with her girlfriend at the party, and what's her name? I always fucking forget. Annika's just kind of like, yo, so like, are you upset that guy's wearing the ghostface mask? And she's like, nope, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. Nothing ever bothers me. I refuse to have a character arc. And I'm just like, what? No, Mindy, you got to be bothered by this. That's so boring to just not have nothing going on inside. You know, Mindy's just like, yep, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I'm just a character, I guess. It's like, what? The most compelling thing they've ever done with Mindy's character is having Annika die in Scream 6. That was really like emotional. I was like, oh my God, like fuck. This character not only had a super brutal death, but they made me really care about her before she died. That was fantastic. That was really good setup, but that was more about Annika than it was for Mindy. So I don't know, like Mindy was fine in Scream 5, but then they just didn't do anything with her in Scream 6. I was kind of hoping they would build upon the character just like they did with especially Chad and Sam in Scream 6. I don't know. Should have done more with Mindy, and now it seems like she's gone. She's no longer she's no longer in the picture. So I don't know. Mindy's not a bad character. They just refuse to develop her. That's kind of my neutral standpoint on it, I guess. The Undead Society is saying, who's your favorite Resident Evil character? Nemesis. I love Nemesis. So fucking scary. The most underrated slasher villain of all time. Like, love him. I love Nemesis. I think he's so fucking scary. Stars. Love it. Love it. The third game has always been one of my favorites. I just love it, dude. Great stuff. ABCDE is saying, I think Corey Cunningham should have been introduced in an earlier movie. I feel it, bro. I feel it. Or just, replace Corey with Cameron. Have Cameron live through Halloween Kills and then just have him have that arc. I don't know. Like the whole thing would have worked if it was Cameron. It was like, oh, this is a character we actually know. There we go. Devin S is saying Scream 7 could play off Scream 6's ending to where Sydney was getting attacked by Ghostface that we don't know of. What if the mystery Ghostface was offed? It was the one that offed the shrink. Ooh. Well, don't forget the shrink. The reason he died was because Dermot Mulroney's character was trying to get Sam Carpenter's file from him to know like what was going on in her head and all that. It's a bit unnecessary, I will say that, but I think they wanted to keep it in the movie because it's Henry Czerny, who was of course in Radio Silence's what the fuck is that movie called? Ready or Not. Who he's even better in Ready or Not. If you have not seen that, I could not recommend it more. Oh my God, Ready or Not, so good. But I do love this idea of 6 and 7 taking place at the same time, wherever Sydney was hiding out. Just have the movie be about that. Sydney also getting attacked by a different ghost face around the world. Scream 6 introduced that there's more than just the ghost faces present in our current situation out there in the world. That's really cool. Why not have another Ghostface who's part of that Reddit thread that maybe is inspired by Richie Kirsch that wants to go after Sidney Prescott? Why not? Why not do that? That'd be so much fun. I vibe with that. Bobby Lee is saying Halloween Ends made sense because Haddonfield was already jacked up from 78, but this time the town was eviscerated and they lived for 4 years knowing he was still at large rather than locked up. Yeah, no, that's definitely not a problem I have with the movie. The concept of the town like being in shambles and in disarray after knowing that Michael Myers is still out there, it's mostly done well. I like the concept on paper is very cool to me, but I think it's weird that they had to bring Sandra back to life to portray that in like that one scene, and then also everyone just kind of shows up at the end when Michael's seemingly dead to throw him in a meat grinder. I don't know. I'm just like, okay. I mean, I guess that was part of the movie, but you could miss it, is my point. Okay, you know what? The disc jockey character was also kind of like harping on that as well. That was actually that was cool. And, you know, I gotta admit, Halloween Ends, as much as I want to shit on it, it's got some good slasher sequences to it, man. The doctor and the nurse or whatever getting killed by Scarecrow, Corey, and Michael Myers, that was pretty cool. But I don't think Michael Myers would ever team up with someone. Ever. It's not really his vibe. He's more of a lone wolf. I love movies. What's up, dog? I want them to do a remake of Silver Bullet. I love Silver Bullet, dude. Such an underrated movie. Gary Busey, not in too many horror movies, but he's in this one. And honestly, he gives a great performance. I love Silver Bullet. I think it's one of the most brutal, like, werewolf movies. Nobody talks about it, though. It's kind of a shame. I think it's better than, like, some of the werewolf movies that people consider classics. Like, honestly, I'd put this way above Dog Soldiers. I would put this way above The Howling, hot take. Silver Bullet, very underrated. It's one of my favorite werewolf movies out there. I really enjoyed it. It's super brutal, too. It's got some gross kills in it. Great movie. Very underrated. Mickey. ABCDE wants to talk about Mickey. Damn. Bring back Mickey. Okay. Listen, the Mickey Mouse, I promise, is still the face of Disney, okay? I promise that's still happening. I'm kidding. TJ Sanders is saying the next Scream movie should be called Scream Legends. Scream Legends of Ghostface. If the movie gets a full reboot. Maybe it's just like a bunch of stories of ghost faces all around the globe killing people. That could be fun. I don't know. I still think we can base a whole movie just off of another ghost face out and about somewhere. That'd be so much fun. Olaf is asking, I need to know, are you on the stew train? Let me take a big sip of this to hold you in suspense just a little longer. Here's my thoughts on it, right? Scream 7 is pretty doomed. In my mind. Even if they get Neve Campbell back, I'm still so worried it's going to be this big old cash grab because Spyglass is looking at all the shit that we're posting on Twitter right now. And, you know, Instagram, YouTube, maybe even my, videos all around the internet. And they're saying to themselves, well, fuck. People are mad about this decision, but we don't want to give money to the people that are a part of this franchise. We just want to make money off of the franchise that we already have. So let's make it something fucking weird for Scream 7, and then people will check it out. So, with that being a thought, and with Matthew Lillard being super popular right now because of Five Nights at Freddy's success, I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to say that Stu is coming back for Scream 7. So, my thought process is if Scream 7 doesn't really have a chance at making me happy, I hope it makes other people out there happy, just like the people who are on the Stu train, who want to see Stu come back. So I say, fuck it, bring Stu back, and then make some people happy. You know, at the very least, even if Scream 7 is a cash grab, at least it can make a few people happy. Cool. I'll take that. That's how low my expectations are for Scream 7. That I'm just like, you know what? Stew train, baby. Run it. Get Matthew Lillard in there and have him give a good performance. Because at least that's going to be a positive towards Scream 7, is that it will have a good Matthew Lillard performance. You can at least say that, right? Even if it makes no conceivable sense, at least we can say we have a good performance in there. We need some positives right now for Scream 7. We have none at the moment. Zero. Zilch. So we need something. Marley Kai, 2000, is saying, imagine if Art the Clown went to Disneyland for a day, how would that go? That would be hilarious. Art the Clown at an amusement park? Oh my God. I'm so down for that. I'm already so down for him to potentially be killing people in a mall somewhere, going after a mall Santa. That's already going to be so much fun. But holy shit, going to Disney World? Fuck, dude. that would be brutal. Brutal shit. Tara Carpenter's in the chat with us. Welcome in, Tara. Sorry you're not going to be in Scream 7, but thanks for being here. I think Paramount should just produce a new season of MTV Scream. Let Spyglass do whatever they want with the movies with their toxic trait. You probably meant shit there, and you know what? I respect it. Yeah, so I'm down for that. I'm down for a new season of MTV Scream. I don't know. I've always felt that when a slasher franchise goes to television, the quality tends to dip. And the Scream TV show, it's definitely not bad. Like I would never call it bad, but it's just not of the same quality as the movies, in my opinion. But I enjoy it. It's fun. If we get another season, cool. Hell yeah. But I'm not gonna be losing my mind over that news personally. But let's see it. Let's see season 4. Let's run it. Ryan Baxter is saying, you're not a big fan of the Terrifier over-the-top gore. The style was never my thing, but I have been trying to give other horror movies a chance. Hacksaw Scene messed me up. Love the story, though. Hell yeah, and I think that's the big thing about Terrifier 2 that I love is that the story is also fantastic. The story is also just really well done and very, like, intriguing, right? There's so much to chew on with Terrifier 2, like even more than I would say the Scream films, because it's so mysterious. It gives you so little about what's actually going on. You're just like, fuck, like what? I gotta know what happens next. I need Terrifier 3. I need Terrifier 4. I need Terrifier 7 to answer all this shit. Like, keep them coming, baby. Let's make this happen. So I love it, man. I will say that's my favorite part. The gory over the top kills is like icing on the cake, but the cake underneath that is also good too. So I don't know. I think people who are like, oh, the only reason people like Terrifier is for the gore. I just disagree. I don't know. I love the gore. Like, that's great. Don't get me wrong. But I've seen movies that are just about gore and they're not good. They're fine at best. It's just like, okay, well, this is just a guy killing people for 60 minutes. Rob Zombie, eat your heart out. But I need more than that. I need more to chew on than just a guy killing people for 60 to 90 minutes. And that's kind of what I like so much about Terrifier 2. It tickles my pickle in ways that I like. That was kind of gross. Anyways, the Dreaming Insomniacs. What's up, dog? How's it going, Joe? Thanks for the $2, man. Hey, buddy, did you see the GTA 6 trailer yet? I did. I watched it earlier today because so many people are like, holy shit, this is crazy. It's dominating the algorithm. It's like, damn, why should I even post videos right now when everyone's just watching the GTA trailer? Holy fuck. It's crazy, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun. I only played a little bit of GTA 5. I'm not super experienced when it comes to these games. I played Vice City all the way back in the day, which 6 seems to be kind of a remake of that in a weird way. So it looks fun. I'm excited for it. I don't know. Will I get it? Maybe. I'm very selective with which video games I actually end up buying or not, although I am very excited for a lot of them. I still want to play the new Spider-Man game, which I just haven't gotten around to. I've been playing a lot of MW3 lately. That's been my go-to. I love the Call of Duty games. Just so much fun. Running around shooting people in the face. Come on. That's always a good time in those games. GTA 6 though, man. It looks like a lot of fun. People are very excited for it too. Now, these games don't come out very often. So when they do it, it's very exciting. Joe, thanks for the $2, man. I'm excited for GTA 6. Looks like fun. And let's do a pod soon and talk some Scream 7 drama. Absolutely, man. Hit me up. Let's do this. There's a lot to talk about. there's so much to talk about, dude. Oh my God. Shit's crazy. Shit is crazy right now, Joe. Thanks for the $2, man. I really do appreciate you. $4 in total. Damn, you're killing it. Origami Moss GD. What's up, bro? How's it going? How do you get your question up on screen? Well, guess what? It's right up there right now. How about them apples? Throw something interesting in the chat and I might just throw it up on the screen. Jumpscare TV is saying, where does Tusk sit on your list for fave horror movies? Yeah, man, it's pretty low on there. Tusk is, it's interesting. I promise, even though I praise franchises like Terrifier and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, trying to think what else. Evil Dead. I do love movies that are full of gross, weird, gory, gross shit. I do. But like, I think my favorite kind of movies are the ones that have those gross, weird, gory, disgusting shit going on in them, but with a point. You know, Tusk is literally just a movie about a guy that turns another guy into a walrus. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else that movie is trying to say. It is just, here is this weird fucking movie about a guy that staples faces to a dude until he's a walrus. That's it. That's the movie. I don't know, man. I mean, Justin Long is an asshole in it, as he usually is. He loves playing assholes. And I guess that, you know, that's fun. It's Kevin Smith, too, who I fucking love. I think he's a very hit or miss director, though, I will say. He makes some movies that make me question why he's making these movies. But then he also makes Clerks, which is like one of the best indie movies ever. So I don't know, man. He's all over the place. He's crazy, but I love his movies. Some of them. I love some of them. But yeah, Tusk. It's an interesting movie. It's kind of it's what I think a lot of people think the first Human Centipede is. Even though I feel like that movie is a pretty good psychological horror. The sequels just dive into gross, chaotic nonsense. But I'm just not crazy about those. The first one, the first Human Centipede, not a bad psychological thriller, in my opinion. But, I don't know, Tusk, it's got some gross moments to it, which is cool, but, wasn't crazy about it, personally. But, you love it, though. Hell yeah, I'm glad you like it. Glad you enjoy it, though. A lot of good Kevin Smith movies out there, dude. But yeah, it's a gross movie. It's a gross movie about Justin Long turning into a walrus. There you go. Check it out. Check it out, man. Origami Moss GD is saying, Jake, what's your favorite Scream movie? Probably the first one. I don't see anything topping the first one. I like all the sequels. Let's say that. I do like all the sequels, but that first movie, it's perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I love it for what it is. The sequels are all very fun. I just don't feel like any of them come close to touching what the original did. And like, I love, you know, Scream 6 has been the one that I probably watched the most this year. I really love that film. I really love 4, 5, and 6 are like some of my favorites to watch from the sequels. But that first one, it's perfect. Nothing will ever top that, I don't think. Although, I'm doing a video soon talking a little bit about the complex and very bizarre commentary of Scream 2. I think it's going to piss people off. I'm going to be honest. I think people are going to be very mad with my take on Scream 2. And I you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I feel a certain way about Scream 2. I think it's brilliant, but in a way that I don't know. Scream 2 is brilliant in a way that it doesn't need to be. And I'll talk about that in a video soon, because I really want to bring up some interesting points about the film. But I don't want to talk about that here. I want to get my script done, you know, and then post it. And then see if it pisses people off or not. It'll be interesting. Jacob Myers is saying, if that were the case, then Halloween Ends should have had Allison take Corey's role. Yeah, it should have just had Allison take on any other role besides dumb love interest, which that movie reduces her down to. I hate that. I think that's the biggest. All of my criticisms of Halloween Ends, you can throw them to the side. Whatever, who gives a shit about those things? The worst thing that it does is reduce Allison and Laurie Strode down to very dumb, stupid characters that hardly serve a point in the film. Man, that's the biggest sin that movie commits. Laurie Strode is just acting like Jamie Lee Curtis the whole time. And I promise you, I promise you, if you watch any other movie with Laurie Strode in it, she does not act the same way that she does in Halloween Ends, bro. She's so different. She's so, like, completely a different character by the time we get to Halloween Ends, and it bothers the hell out of me, bro. She's goofing around. She's talking about Allison getting laid and shit. Laurie Strode doesn't talk like that, bro. Even if she did get over all of the trauma in 4 years magically, she doesn't talk like that, bro. That's just not Laurie Strode. That's just not the character. Watch Halloween 1978 and watch Halloween Ends and tell me if that's the same character or not, or if she's just playing herself because Jamie Lee Curtis probably thought that was fun. I don't know, man. I just think she's so out of character the entire time, and Allison is just a really dumb love interest, and I think that sucks because Allison is this badass final girl in both Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, but then they're just like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna make you dumb, clueless love interest here, and you clearly can't tell that this guy you're with is completely insane. It hurts. It breaks my heart a little bit because I think Andi Matichak is fantastic in those first two movies, and then she's just so out of character by the time we get to Halloween Ends. It's like watching a film from a completely different franchise, watching Halloween Ends versus anything else. I don't know, man. I can't get into it. It's just not for me. What else is going on? You want to hear more? What are we talking about? Hear more of what, bro? I'm talking about so much shit, bro. I can't even keep track of it. Marley Kai saying oh man, we're not getting into this conversation again. I don't know, man. Listen, sure. Do I think Neve Campbell is attractive? Absolutely. But you know what? There's so much more to talk about. Like with her performance in movies. That's what I'm here for. Here's a question. Which Neve Campbell performance in a Scream movie is your favorite? I'm so curious what everyone has to say about that. Me personally, I really love Sidney Prescott in either one. Oh, this is so tough. Sidney in one, I think, is like my favorite. I think you get to see her go from like shy, quiet girl to just like badass final girl by the time we get to the end. And she's, I don't know. I think that personally that arc is like my favorite in Scream 1. Trying to think where else I really like Sidney Prescott. Scream 2 Sidney is also really good. Scream 4 Sidney. She's barely in Scream 3. I don't know. She doesn't really stand out to me in 3. So I see a lot of people praising her in 3 though. Sidney in 1 and 3. Okay. Hell yeah. She's barely in 3 and like that movie's supposed to be about her. And I think that's weird. I don't know. Kind of wish they focused more on her and less about Courtney Cox and David Arquette wanting to eat each other's butts out. But that's just me. that's just me. A lot of that movie is about that, and I think that's interesting. An interesting choice. Jumpscare TV is saying, I agree, Laurie should have been even more high-strung after not knowing where Michael was after Kills. I think so many people that approach a slasher continuation and they look at like a character like Laurie Strode, a character like Sidney Prescott, they want her to be happy. You know, they've seen Halloween 1978. They've seen Scream 1996. They've seen these characters done wrong. But that's the draw. That's you're missing the point if you want to write a Laurie Strode who's happy. Which I know some people are hearing this and they're like, but I love that Laurie Strode was happy in Halloween Ends. I promise you that's something that turns people off from slasher movies. Laurie Strode is a tortured soul on purpose. And that's what keeps us coming back, because she gets those little wins at the end. Why is Spider-Man 2 such an effective superhero movie? Is it because it's just Sam Raimi and he's just got some magic touch? No, it's because Tobey Maguire gets the shit kicked out of him emotionally, physically, on all ends that entire movie. And finally, at the end of the movie, he beats Doc Ock and you're just like, yes! And if you watch the 2-hour director's cut, it's even more brutal. The director's cut of Spider-Man 2 is just more of Tobey Maguire getting the shit and piss kicked out of him the entire movie. And it's my favorite superhero movie of all time because the whole film is just that. And then finally, one W for the guy at the end, and it's fucking awesome. You're like, let's go. It's this one victory, which sure, he got a victory in the last movie, but it's even more powerful because he got the shit kicked out of him the entire movie. You can't have a Laurie Strode that starts off happy and then ends happy. There's no tension. There's no fun. There's no story to be had there. You got to have Halloween Ends should have started off with Laurie Strode in the most reclusive state she's ever been in. She's not talking to Allison anymore. Like, she's like so fucking paranoid and freaked out to the point that she can't even like process the idea of overcoming her trauma. And then at the end of the film, finally, she goes and kills Michael for good. And then it's like, it would have been this awesome, big, triumphant win that I just personally feel we were robbed of. So I don't know, man. I know some people look at Halloween 1978 and they're like, man, I wish Laurie Strode would just get a win, but I promise you it's that want. It's that want for Laurie Strode to get a win that keeps you invested. You lose that, and then now what even is it? It's the same thing with Sidney Prescott. You know, some people want her to come back. And the same people that want her to come back want her to have her happy ending. And I ask, how can you make a movie out of that, though? Like, there's no movie. There's no story there if she has a happy ending. That's why I feel like her family should be threatened, or someone in her family should be killed if we're going to tell another Sydney story. Evil Connor, great point. It's called Sydney's Lament, not Sydney's Celebration, for a reason. If Sydney was happy, bro, there'd be no movie. I want Sydney Prescott to be happy. I want her to win, but it's that wants that makes the movie interesting. It's the fact that Sydney keeps getting screwed over all throughout, like, Scream 1, that makes it so good. It's like, yes, oh my God, this is fantastic. When she finally shoots Billy in the fucking face, you know, it's like, hell yeah, let's go. It makes that moment so much more triumphant. You're setting that up from start to the end. That's why, like, why do so many, like, here's another question. Why do you like Sidney Prescott more in Screams 1, 2, and 3, and 4 versus Sidney Prescott in Scream 5? Because there was no tension. There was no tension with Sidney Prescott specifically in Scream 5. There was tension with Sam Carpenter and the Core 4, and maybe a little bit at the end, but that wasn't set up from the beginning. When we start Scream 5, Sidney Prescott is in a good place. And for the majority of the movie, she's in a good place up until she comes and shows up with Dewey. But we're not focused on her the whole time. We're focused on Melissa Barrera. We're focused on all these other characters. And that's, I don't know. I could go on rants about that all day, but I'll get off the soapbox. We'll see what everyone else has to say. Lakewood Phantom. What's up, dog? How's it going? Honestly, I just want the rights to go to someone else. I do not want to see another Sydney-focused movie. I enjoyed the franchise moving on and telling new stories with the Core 4. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm with you there, too. I do believe, you know, I'm going to stick with my guns here and say I do believe there is at least one more Sydney story to tell, which has been set up in 5, but I would much rather see something. I would rather see something new, but not with the way it's being, like, my Scream opinion is so complex at this point. I think that a reboot could be good, but I'm not happy with the fact that we're doing a reboot because we decided to clean house. That sucks. That blows. I am with you. I want the rights to go to someone else too at this point. But I just, I don't know. I think a Scream reboot can work. I hate the circumstances that it's happened. That blows. That blows to me. And I love Sidney Prescott. I love the Core 4. And I was starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, the Core 4, their story's been told. I'm starting to get to that point too. Maybe I could have seen like one more movie with the Core 4 and then call it quits. Like I think some people think I hate the legacy characters. I don't. I just like good storytelling. And you can't just keep telling the same story over and over and over again with the same characters because it's going to get stale after a while. I mean, do we really want another Scream 3? Do we really want another Scream 2? Another Scream 4? Another original Scream? We already have them, dog. They're fucking cool. I want new stories if we tell Scream 7. You know, some people are like, it's just not Scream without Sydney. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I love Sydney. I think she's great character, but like, do we say the same thing about other horror franchises? Like there's some good Halloween movies without Laurie Strode. Not all of them. Not all of them, but there are some good Halloween movies without Laurie Strode, dude. I promise. There's also some good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies without Sally Hardesty, dude. So I don't know. I feel like just good characters in general. It doesn't have to be the same character. Is necessary. I would love to see another Sydney-focused movie, though. Just one more about her family. That's the last story I would want to tell with Sydney. But I do think that Scream 5 made a necessary decision to focus on new characters. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have been as invested in 5 or 6. Scream 5 originally, too, was going to focus on new characters before Radio Silence was even in the picture, too, for people who are like, oh, man, Radio Silence sucks for introducing new characters. Scream 5 originally was going to be about Jill going to college, getting attacked by a new Ghostface. So we were already... Kevin Williamson knows this. The writers for Scream 5 know this. You can't just keep telling the same stories with the same characters, man. As much as that sucks to hear. Oh, it's Sloth King Chase. What's up, Chaz? You were lying to me. Your name is not Chase, it's Chaz. I knew it. I'm just kidding. What's up, dog? How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Bobby Lee is saying with Ends, it felt like Laurie lost so much that she caved into what her community wanted from her for their own reasons, and she decided to try and be like the rest of Haddonfield for Allison's sake. So the rest of Haddonfield is goofy cartoon characters who are saying, Allison, you should get laid tonight. I'm goofy Laurie Strode. I don't know, man. It just did not work for me. If Laurie Strode was what you're describing and was like sheltered away and sad and upset the whole movie, I would have been into it. But we got the happiest Laurie Strode I've ever seen on screen in Halloween Ends, the entire movie. And I was just like, what is going on? What? It just didn't work for me. I don't know. Jacob Myers is saying in the Ends novel, I'm reading it. I'm trying to read it right now. I just have no time. Got it on my shelf over there. Allison's been having nightmares where she wakes up in bed and covered in blood before she sees a knife covered in blood and finds Laurie killed in her room by Allison. Shit, I gotta fucking get through this thing. Allison being a killer, I don't know. Halloween is really obsessed with turning other characters into killers. I think every franchise has these weird staples that I don't know if they all work for me. This is the one that doesn't work for me in Halloween Ends, where goofy over the top cartoon like character parents in Scream doesn't work for me. This is what doesn't work for me in Halloween. They're always trying to make someone else the killer in some of the weirder sequels. I don't know. I don't think we need that. I think just a simple story about Michael Myers coming through and stabbing people in the neck, that's all we need. We don't need to explain that he's part of the Illuminati or is wearing a silver shamrock mask. Just give me the dude killing people and then just grind him up in a meat grinder. That's all we had to do. We didn't have to explain that he can transfer his evil powers into other people with his mind. I don't know, but that's just me. I'm gonna read that though and check it out because I got to give it my own look-see, I should say. Real Cinema Lemons. Real Cinema Lemons. Let's clarify that. Not real Cinema Lemons. If Stu comes back, it might be a big FU to the audience with lazy writing. See, me and you think that. But some people would be like, finally, they brought back the best Ghostface, man. And you know what? If it makes people happy, cool. Like, that's that's where I'm at with Scream 7. I know the film's probably not going to make me happy. I'm predicting that this is going to be a cash grab that Spyglass makes to make money. So, you know what? Do something that at least makes some section of the fan base happy. That's where I'm at right now. Homeless Snail, what's up, dog? It's definitely going to be hard to get a good or decent Scream 7. The stakes are getting high now. Yeah, they are. Like I said, I'm going to follow the updates. You know, I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. If you guys are on the boycott Scream 7 train, trust me, I get it. I'm pissed about the movie too, man. Shit's crazy. Ugh. It's upsetting, isn't it? It's really just upsetting. Amy's saying, will you watch The Price We Pay? That's a film. Ooh, I don't know who that is. I do not know this. Do not know about this one. Yeah, you know, I'm always saying I gotta tell my audience about weirder movies, but then you guys come to me with weirder movies, and that makes me happy. You know, honestly, it really does. If you guys are seeking out weirder horror movies or just weirder movies in general, indie stuff, fuck yeah, good on you. That's what you should be doing. It's not just about the Scream franchise. You know, I love Scream. Don't get me wrong. Love these movies to death. I love the Halloween movies too, but sometimes, you know, that's all we watch. And I promise you, there are other good horror movies out there, man. There was 35 movies that I've seen this year that I loved. Not actually, that's not true. I did not love all 35 of the movies I saw this year, but my top like 15 movies that I saw, I absolutely fucking loved, and I would recommend to a bunch of people. And one of those is Scream 6, but not all of them, you know? Not all of those are franchise continuations either, man. A lot of those are new movies. So, I don't know, man. I'm good on all of you for looking for new horror. And not just watching what everyone else has seen. That makes me happy. That's very good stuff. Whew. All right, 2 hours, baby. Damn. I was gonna go for 2.5, but oh my god, I'm half asleep, everybody. It's time for Jake to get a nap in, but I will have a new Scream video for you guys tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Scream 7 canceled plans, some of the rumors that have come out about what Scream 7 was supposed to be. I'm calling bullshit on a lot of it, so I'm excited to talk about that and have people pissed off in my comments saying, oh, Jake, no, that's totally something that was going on. Ugh, I don't know. Half of this shit I feel like is a bunch of BS, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. I think it's going to be really fun. Where are my notes for that? I already did the notes, right? Yeah, two of the elements to the rumors I think is like, okay, that makes sense. I could see that being the case. But there's a certain setting that I think it's total bullshit, and I think the killer reveals, man. I'm like, that can't. If that was it, I don't believe it, bro. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate you guys. Check out the video tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about some other shit later in the week too. I don't know what yet. I have so much written on my board over here of shit I want to talk about. It's crazy. Thanks for watching though, and we'll be live again on Friday talking Q&A horror. So whatever the fuck you want. Scream was the focus of the conversation tonight, but Friday is whatever the fuck we want. Let's go wild. Anything we want, throw it to the wall, see if it sticks. I love every single one of you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace.